All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. It's another edition of our Monday night Candlekeep Mysteries. This is episode 2 of The Price of Beauty. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing great.
Cool. So we're going to go ahead and do a real quick recap. Won't take very long, and then we'll get straight into it. So, in the previous episode, the party was summoned by the King of Tall Hill to attend to matters by visiting the fabled library, the Candlekeep, to address concerns that the two neighboring kingdoms, Tall Hill and Lycanstone, had about some strange events that were plaguing the local forest and both of their kingdoms' lands. Assembled together by the king, Treecaster and Jade were met with two strangers, Elris and Cricket, who had been summoned by royal decree and promised a payment of 2 platinum, or I think it was 100 platinum, sorry, for their services rendered.
Let's say two.
Yeah.
Screw that.
So the party agreed and quickly traveled toward Candlekeep to, address the issues at hand. And once they arrived at the library, they were met with a local page and devotee of the Candlekeep. What do they call them? As avowed. And this avowed, she was quite concerned for her friend. She explained that her friend, a dwarf by the name of Falthrax, had gone missing, and no one seemed to care, too concerned or cared. This woman named Loris had explained to you her sense of urgency and that she met with the high readers of the Candlekeep to warn them of his disappearance. Alerting them of that, the high reader was alarmed because it seemed that Falthrax had some very important information the high reader wanted regarding the secret and rumored to be treacherous events plaguing the kingdoms. The party met with Loris, who presented them with a strange book, a gold book with a green leather cover and a mirror on the front. This book was a copy of Solari Sindrane's Price of Beauty. The author, a high elf from Silvery Moon, wrote this book about her beauty recommendations and how this fits into her daily worship practices of the goddess Sune. It's also somewhat, in addition to being a biography, an advertisement for her esteemed temple of the Restful Lily. After inspecting the book and some chance encounters with it, a portal opened up in the mirror on the front cover of the book, and walking through, the players were transported to Silvery Moon and to the front winding path leading up to a grand building gilded in marble with statues and fancy gardens and topiary, the Temple of the Restful Lily. Welcomed by a strange cambion named Saith, the maitre d' or concierge of this temple, he explained to the party that while their sudden arrival was alerting, it was not uncommon for visitors to come from all over Faerun to visit this fabled place for their rare and expensive beauty treatments. The party was admitted to stay, and each of them given a welcome packet with robes and lotions, oils, and other courtesy gifts, candies and snacks, a pair of slippers and some towels, and given a key to a locking chest where they could stow their weapons and other belongings during their stay here at this resort and spa, under the adherence and worship of further beautification, all in the quest of honoring the goddess Sune. The party, feeling that something was not quite as it seems, asked the maitre d' Saith for the whereabouts of the young girl Loris from the Candlekeep, who walked through the portal ahead of them in search of her friend Falthrax, the dwarf. Saith played a little dumb. The party intimidated him at the end of a blade, and he quickly revealed to Jade and the others that Loris was seen here, and she had quickly run through without hearing the welcome speech, grabbed her bag to attend the spa, and proceeded further into the resort to look for her friend. The party then decided that they would do the same, and as customary, stowed their items in chests in the changing rooms and fitted themselves out with the fine robes and some slippers to walk around. The party went north into the fabled spa and bathhouse of the natural springs blessed by the goddess Sune herself and protected by a strange aquatic creature, a naiad, who claimed to be keeping the pool safe from something. This naiad named Serena, who only spoke to Elrus, the sea elf, explained to him that she would be eternally in his debt if the party would address the problem with the owners of the Temple of the Restful Lily. Treecaster, the strange furball wizard, and his odd customs found this new place to be quite curious and quickly proceeded to a location that he was enticed by, the garden and greenhouse, where people could rest and relax on the lawn and attend other activities for fitness and exercise and aerobics. He competed with the trainer there and one of the owners, a woman by the name of excuse me, I gotta go back and look it up. Not Lady Morgana, not Lady Greensong. Azursa, excuse me, Lady Azursa, who, with the help of an awakened tree, exercised him quite vigorously with battle ropes, jump rope, and some lifting events. Meeting her challenges successfully, the wizard was rewarded with a strange potion which he soon discovered to be a potion of hill giant strength. The rest of the party decided it was time to enjoy some of the initial treatments: hand massage, a relaxing sit in the veranda, and a few choice drinks at the bar to survey the scene and witness the other guests moving about. Cricket had a meeting and a secret note given to her, summoning her an audience with one of the other owners, Lady Morgana, who promised her a special treatment, especially for her because she admired her tenacity and fierceness and boldness as a woman and saw her to be potentially another devotee of the goddess Sune and thus bestowed a great blessing. Jade, the king's royal guard, skeptical of the whole thing, sat off to the distance enjoying a drink and inquired with a woman who emerged from the kitchen in a rather chaotic manner, the third owner of the Temple of the Restful Lily, Lady Greensong. Older than her partners, visible in age, but yet still beautiful nonetheless, the strange woman appeared to be blind, wearing a veil in front of her eyes with milky white pupils. Guiding herself through smell and hands, touching and moving along the bar, she brought food and drinks for Treecaster, a strange plate of potatoes with some gravy, and a drink at his request, honey mead. Jade inquired more with the old woman, Lady Greensong, and she explained that if Jade were curious, she could meet with her privately about some of the other special treatments this place had to offer. As the hour grew late, obviously the services of the people working in the restful bathhouse and spa were coming to a close, and it was advised that the party stay a night. They were given a key, each to their own room, and shown that way by a strange white scale and silvery shimmering skinned kobold with lavender purple eyes, who walked along the hallway muttering and complaining as he unlocked each of the doors, complaining about his three employers, Lady Greensong, Lady Morgana, and Lady Azursa. And that's where we'll go ahead and pick up tonight's episode. Treecaster the Wizard, played by our friend Drayden from ODH. Cricket, the crazy, chaotic cleric adherent of Timora. Jade, the elven. I can't remember what your class is off the top of my head. I apologize. You've mixed it up so much.
It's a fighter. It's a fighter with
Warlock.
secret warlock
Yes,
pack.
that's right. Uh, and then obviously Elris, our pirate rogue, swashbuckler, seafaring elf. So I'd say right now it's probably about 9 p.m. Things are starting to wander or wind down. There may be a few people drifting about the halls, but for the most part, the guests are either finishing up their final services, massages, makeup, makeovers, or any other relaxation they may require before bed. But the majority have found a room and begun to settle in for the night. What would you all like to do? Um,
Did we? Did I know that the swashbuckler? I mean, obviously it's a swashbuckler, but have we made the connection that I'm also like my background
yeah,
as a sailor?
yeah. Remember, Elris is actually your first mate on the Kraken.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I forgot. Um, I don't know. Like, are we? So we're just kind of like kicking it in our rooms.
Well, so basically, based on the events of the previous game, things weren't quite as they seemed, obviously, and everybody was getting a little bit weirded out by the disappearance of the young girl Loris, who, ran straight into the portal and has yet to be seen. There were a few other strange things that stuck out. Treecaster, go ahead and roll me a history check to see if you can recall your encounter with Lady Azursa in the garden and exercise fields. And physical dice are fine if you don't want to roll digital in the character sheet.
That is a grand total of 4.
All right. So with your 4, the events of the evening have been a little bit strange, and everything's been so exciting and original and just completely, foreign to your culture. You do remember the level of exertion and activity from the exercise experience with Lady Azursa, and the only thing that you can recall in minor detail is her getting offended at you trying to help her pluck a pimple from her nose that was revealed by a bead of sweat that had dripped down her face before she recoiled in disgust and anger at you trying to touch her and calling a pair of silent guards who dragged you off. Um, does anybody else have anything they'd like to try to recall or share with their party?
Oh, what time was Jade supposed to meet Lady Greensong at the bar tonight?
Um, Unfortunately, in the game I listened to it, I did not give specific time. So let's just go ahead and say they said later this evening. So I'll leave that up to you all as players to assume and then seek out those people to try to meet with them.
So that's what Jade would do. She'd wait into the room and then go back to the bar to meet the witch at the appropriate time.
Stop saying witch!
Sorry. Damn.
All right. So, all right, I'll go ahead and move your token in there. Let me give Cricket and Treecaster a chance to see what they'd get into as well.
Am I? They only gave me like one drink, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I bet. Is there anywhere else I can get another one?
So the bar would probably be open for another couple of hours. Each of the rooms does have a few things in it that may interest you. Uh, a well-furnished room with a comfortable bed and a sturdy storage chest. There's a wall lantern that stays lit with a magical purple flame, and a full-length mirror and a desk that holds small bottles of lotion and soaps. You do notice a decanter in your room with a bottle of champagne with some ice crushed up in the bottom and a strange note hanging from the neck.
Oh, I'll read the note.
All right, so you take the note in your hand and you pluck the paper from the ribbon that holds it to the collar of the bottle. And when you open it up, the note reads as followed: My dearest, if you seek adventure, come find me. My room is just north of yours. Give me a knock, and we'll see where the night leads us. And then in the signature blank, it says J. Bainray.
Oh, Okay, that sounds like a proposition. So I like it. Um, I will open my bottle of champagne.
Okay.
Sure. Bloop. Pop the cork. And then no glass or anything. Just take the bottle of champagne with me
Excellent.
and just drinking it while I walk. And I will go try and find the room,
All right.
even though it's just north of me.
Yeah. So you wander north, and Treecaster, were you in the hallway or had you found your room yet?
Uh, I actually don't recall if I had picked a room yet or not.
Okay. Well, I'll let you play it however you choose at this point.
Uh, but I will. I'll take my bonsai out to the table in the bar area. Um, that's got those three chairs around it.
Okay.
Uh, and while I'm sitting there, I'm going to pluck a few leaves off of it, and I'm going to use magic to kind of dry the leaves. And I'm going to pop them in my pipe and sit there and light up a pipe and just watch people in the bar.
Okay. So you round the corner, leaving the hallway from the guest rooms and making your way back to the general commons room where the bar is. And when you enter the bar area, you see your friend, or you see your co-worker, if you will, and colleague in the royal court of Tall Hill, your elven friend Jade, sitting at the bar stoically, observing the scene, tapping impatiently on the wooden counter. You can go ahead and move your token and take a seat wherever you'd like. And go ahead and cut back for just a second to Cricket. So Cricket, you you stroll down the bar. You stroll down the hallway of the rooms with this bottle of champagne in your hand. You know that he said his room was just to the north of you, and so you round the corner, and you see three doors now. You do recall seeing Elris going into this one, and his door is closed and locked. In the hallway, though, before you make it to the room, you do see the strange little kobold, and he stands at the middle room, and you actually catch him as he's looking through the keyhole and prying at it with his fingernail and a makeshift little metal pick instrument. What do you want to do?
What are you doing?
Oh, you see, one of the guests got locked out of the room, so I was just trying to help them out.
I knock on the door.
So when you knock on the door, you hear the wooden thud as your knuckles rap against the ornate woodwork, and you wait a few moments, and there is no reply to the knock. The little kobold looks up at you and he says, well, you see, I have to go and fetch the guest once I get into the room and bring them back here. And he's going to roll a deception check. And that's a 2. So clearly he is not very convincing.
All right, I'll roll an insight check. Oh, damn it. It's hiding behind this stupid game log again. I rolled a 7 on my insight, so that's good he rolled a 2.
All right. So you see there is his posture and mannerisms. He's quite nervous about being caught in the hall, trying to jimmy open the lock to this door and enter the room.
Hey, do you work here?
Of course I work here. And he points to the name tag, and on the name tag you see emblazoned in a golden text that sort of glows as he turns side to side, even though the hallways are dimly lit at this point with just corner lamps that burn with that same purple magic flame. The name tag sort of glows like it's active or living, and it says glitter.
I point to the name tag that I made in my room before I left.
Okay. What does your name tag say?
It says Cricket.
Okay. So he looks up at your name tag and squints a few times, blinking his reptilian eyes. You see that second set of eyelids kind of click and then remove back behind the first set of eyelids to see the purple glittering eyes swell. He reads your name and he says, "Huh, Cricket, that's pretty funny. I thought Glitter was a strange name." "Well, what can I do for you, ma'am? I mean, as you can see, I'm trying to help another guest here." And he sort of like gestures his hand in like a low bow of like, "How can I be of service?"
Seems to me like you're just trying to break in this room. You want some help?
Yes, actually I do, because it's very important that I help this guest get back in their room.
Okay, I'll help him with the whatever sleight of hand or whatever he wants.
All right.
I don't know what this place is all about, so I don't care.
Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
Well, I was just going to give him help.
Oh,
So
okay.
he could roll
Gotcha.
advantage.
I'll roll it. All right, so he rolls a 16, which is good enough. So you see him, and he takes his crude metal pick. It actually kind of looks literally like a bobby pin that maybe he got from the salon somewhere in the spa. And he has it bent back and twisted around a little bit, fishes it in through the keyhole and torques it to one side, and then finally gets it to click, and he says, "Aha!" And his voice gets a little louder than he expected to before he grabs his dragon-like muzzle, closing his lips around his little spiky teeth. And he says, "I've done it!" And he opens the door and peeks around coyly before letting it drift all the way open. And he says, "Well, there you have it. Have a good evening, ma'am." And he
I'm totally going with him.
gives a salute, and then he waits there awkwardly and kind of leans his back against the wall here with his arms crossed. And he says, "Is there anything else I can do for you this evening, Cricket?"
Well, I mean, now you got it unlocked. We can just shut the door, and then you can go find the guest. I'll escort the kobold into the main room.
Roll me an intimidation check. And then after that, we're going to cut back here real quick, too. I'm going to try to go like back and forth a couple times just to keep everybody in. All right, so let's see what we got here.
Oh, damn it. It's a
All right.
7.
Let's see what he has here. 19. So he's not intimidated. He looks at you and he says, "Well, actually, ma'am, I work here and I was told to stay my post until this guest returns to their room." And
I'll just sit down and drink my champagne.
so as you slide down the wall to sit next to him, even sitting, you're taller than he is. Your head is now level with his head height. He turns over and looks at you and awkwardly kind of snorts, and he says, "You know what? I always knew that Bainray character was gonna be tricky." What? Yeah, did you? What?
No, just.
Yes, but whom to what? You didn't hear me, did you?
You said Bainray.
Yes, you see, this room belongs to Jarlaxle Bainray. Please don't tell him that we opened the door without his permission.
Oh, boy, I didn't do anything. You did.
But you were with me. That makes you my accomplice.
I was told to come visit him. That's why I was walking down the hallway.
He looks you up one way and down the other. Go ahead and roll me another persuasion. Or do you want to produce the letter?
I'll just show him the letter.
All right, so you reveal the letter, and he says, "Oh, wow. Well, this is actually quite perfect. You see, I was wondering if you could maybe deliver a message for him."
Sure.
He says, "I've been trying to talk to him the whole time he's been here, but they've been watching me. Oh, man, we really don't get much time by ourselves, and there are eyes everywhere." And he says, "But I've been trying to find Jarlaxle to tell him that I think I know what happened to Lady Silvari."
Okay, Lady Silvari. All right. Okay, I'll let him know you're looking for him.
He says, "Well, if you see him, just Tell him that I'd like to speak with him. And to warn him, things here are not what I think they are, and that's all that I can say. And as he tries to explain more, you notice that his lips start sticking together.
Oh, jeez.
And then finally they burst forth and he says, "Don't trust them, okay?"
I don't trust anyone. So, yeah, I'll pass it on.
All right, so you see him and he wanders off further down the hallway and nervously scampers around the corner. And
I'm gonna go, and the last thing I do is I just go lay on the bed, drink my champagne.
so
Shut the door.
when you go to open this door here, the rest of the way and look inside, you see a bedroom set with 2 beds. And as the door swings open and you begin to step through, one arm hanging on the doorway to the left, and your leading hand with the champagne bottle pushing the door forward to walk in, you hear this door behind you creak open. And when the door creeps forward, a hand reaches across the hallway and grabs your back.
Oh, well, that's not good.
What do you want to do?
You can switch over. I'll figure it out.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to where we were here. So, Treecaster, you mosey into the bar, and you find a seat at a table, picking a chair in the corner to smoke your pipe and observe the evening's events. What do you want to do?
He's going to, he's mostly going to be tending to his bonsai, but he's going to keep an eye out for Azursa, because he kind of got weirded out by her, and he's not sure if he wants to stay in the same room as her. Yeah, he's going to keep an eye out for Azursa, and he's going to note that Jade is in here, and try to make eye contact so she's like, they see each other and she's aware that he's there. But he's going to make sure to keep his back to the corner. Yeah, he's just observing for now.
Okay. So as you look about the room, you see the guests, kind of just with their feet kicked up, having casual conversations. You do notice that Jade is sitting at the bar, and she's still kind of tapping impatiently and sort of, just picking at things on the bar and, lifting up little coasters and just fidgeting as one of the quiet attendants washes a glass out here down on the corner and has really not paid attention to her. But across the common room area, you see seated at a table by himself this strange slick-back haired Cambion with the pink stripe in it and the French tipped black nails, and he has his head in his hands, and he's pushing some of his brill creamed hair back over his forehead into a more conformed pompadour, and he just seems to be overall tired and exasperated by the day's events. What you got?
He's Treecaster's gonna get just a mischievous look on his face, and he's going to cast Enlarge Reduce.
Nice.
And he's gonna reduce
Safe?
this guy over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the save against it?
Let me double check here.
Should be, I think, a wisdom save, right?
Come on, spells.
I may be wrong.
Apologies for the hold up here.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's just the three of y'all tonight. We got time to handle stuff. I'm actually trying to get up my encounter builder so I can get this. Go ahead.
Looks like a con save.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second and I'll roll the con save from. I have to get the tool up myself. Let's see. My encounters, yay! Let's see here. Oh crap, I didn't make one. Oh well. Let's just do this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna roll for him. I gotta pull up his character sheet here though. I apologize. Con save. That is a 23.
23.
Unacceptable, Ryan. You should have everything prepared.
I should, shouldn't I? He had a 20 on die and he has a +3 for his constitution. So he feels the energy come over his skin and the glowing aura dance about, and it kind of flutters him as he's trying to smooth his hair over. His hand shrinks and the spell doesn't quite go off the right way and he resists it, and then it goes back to its normal size. The rippling effect disturbs his carefully placed greased over hair, and he stands up, shoves the chair forward, and he announces loudly to the party, "Who did that? Who did that?" And he's gonna roll an perception check, which is a failure.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to stifle laughter.
At this point, Gabe would stand up. And she'd go, calm down, Seth. It's not that big a deal.
Ugh. If you had to work here day in and day out with those insufferable women, you would just want to be left alone when your shift was over, and not have people mess with your hair.
Did you have a bad day?
And he says, "How could you guess?" And then he tries to gain his composure, and he says, "I'm sorry. I really need to keep it under control, or they'll start to suspect me."
How did you come to work here?
He says, "Oh, it's a long and rather boring story, unfortunately, and most of it has to do with money. I won't bore you. Do you really want to know?"
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm just killing time right now, so.
So he says, "Well, I want to know a little something about you, if I tell you about me."
Fair.
And so he says, "What brings you here? I mean, really, cut to the chase. I know you all asked about your friend, that young elven woman that barged into here and didn't even stop for me to explain the experience package. How rude, as a matter of fact. But really, what's the story? What is a fierce-looking elf like yourself, strange, blue-skinned man, and a young lady who can't seem to keep her clothes on have to do with a place like this?"
I can't speak for the young lady or the blue-skinned man. Or the blue-skinned man, but I'm captain of the King's Guard for the Kingdom of Tahoe.
Ooh, Tall Hill, you don't say. Wow, very important visitors here. But what would bring such illustrious guest from the king and his court, and why would he send his most esteemed guard? I mean, we did have that nitwit from the Purple Knights Order that came through. Why are you here?
You gotta figure out what's going on.
Going on with what, dear?
This whole spot, I mean... Yeah.
All you had to do was ask. Do you really want to know?
Yeah?
All right. I'll spill the beans. He says, join me at my table for a minute. Leave that nasty bar.
Okay. So I do.
So Treecaster, you see from afar your friend Jade get up from the bar, and she moves over and grabs a seat. Are you sitting across from him, or next to him?
I would sit across from him, and I would motion to Treecaster to acknowledge his wink earlier. You know.
All right. So as you sit down, he reaches forward and he snatches the drink out of your hand and sets it down on the table. And before you can think to react, he takes the strange brooch that he has pinning his ascot at his throat into a puffed pillow-like display, pulls the pin out, and the ascot billows down, untying about his neck, hanging loose on 2 strands. And he takes the pin and submerges it in the glass, and then slides the ascot from his neck, wraps it around the glass, obscuring the pin even further. And he leans over on his elbows and he says, there we go. Now we can really talk. This place, it used to be quite grand. As a matter of fact, the former owner did everything that the brochure says. Beauty procedures, the likes of which the natural free world of Faerun could only dream of. But you see, she made a foul deal with the 3 new owners. Something's happened, and she's gone. Up and just poof, missing. I didn't think too much of it because it's none of my business, and frankly, being honest with you, I didn't start working here until after they assumed full ownership of the bathhouse.
I kind of figured that.
But he says, I'm an open book, dear. Ask me anything. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. And then he puts his hand on top of the glass just for that extra assurance, even though it's submerged in whatever liquor you were drinking and wrapped in the ascot. He says, but make no mistake. We have to do this on mutually agreeable terms, you see, because after all this time working here, I want something in return.
While this conversation is going on, Treecaster is casting Find Familiar as a ritual at the table.
Nice.
So, is the former owner missing, or is she missing?
Oh, I suppose that rumor goes both ways, but... Then he puts his hand up to his mouth like he's trying to hide his lips moving, and he says, but between you and me, my inclination is missing. And he does the air quotations.
And I understand. So,
He says, make no mistake, business hasn't slowed down. As a matter of fact, it's been booming. The place is really bursting at the seams, especially during the summer months. People have come here for these fabled treatments. Some of them, I hear, are quite new and, well, not that this place didn't have a reputation before of making even the most desperate cases of people beautiful. But now, they say damn near anything is possible. And as you can see, there are quite a few people that seek out its services and its luxurious escape.
well, I didn't come here intentionally. I came here following someone through a book. But,
When you say book, he kind of laughs. You must have stepped through one of Lady Sylvari Sandry's portals.
Yes, we did.
Did you read that awful book? It's such a trash. Make an insight check.
Yeah, it's like a advertisement. 14.
Yeah, so with your insight check, when he starts trash talking the book, you notice that he takes a special joy and trashing everything to do with the beauty and the book and the owner. He just thinks it's a complete and total joke. Whereas before, when he was wearing the brooch and welcoming you to the bathhouse, he extolled the virtues of Goddess Sune and her ability to transform people and the world through a commitment to true beauty.
Okay. So I would ask him. You said that a lot more people have been coming. Do people leave?
Yes. People come and leave. It's been so busy lately, I haven't been able to keep up with all of the books, but I will say this, Lady Silvari isn't the only one to, mysteriously vanish.
What percentage of guests would you say go missing?
And he kind of looks up to the corner, racking his brain, and he says, well, I would say at present moment, to the best of my knowledge, not including your new friend, the young woman who barged in here, that probably, present moment, I can recall at least 4 people who have gone missing.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you answering my questions. Is it Seth or Faith?
Safe.
Faith. Faith.
And he says, anytime, and he puts his hand forward for you to kiss his hand.
You seem to be much happier without your brooch on.
God awful thing. It's garish, really, and it clashes with my whole outfit. Of course, that's not the only reason why I don't enjoy wearing it, as you can see. And he eyes the glass, kind of pantomiming that it's submerged in there for a reason. And so go ahead, sorry.
So I have a meeting tonight with who do I have a meet? What's her name?
Green Song.
Greensong. With Lady Greensong. Is there anything that you can tell me about her?
Well, she's rather mysterious. You see, she doesn't engage in the same activities with the guests that the other do. I'm sure you saw earlier when you first came into the common room, that whole scene with her nearly sloshing food over a guest. She's quite frail and doesn't have her wits about her. And I will tell you this. Obviously, if you've looked at her for more than a few moments, you can tell that she's quite old. And for embracing the goddess of beauty, she has one too many unacceptable flaws, if you know what I mean. And,
I think I do.
he says, between you and me, she claims to be a master chef, a purveyor of exotic ingredients, and prepares many of the treatment salves, ointments, herbal supplements, and all of the food that the guests consume while here.
When you say that it's safe to meet with her alone late at night?
Oh, it's perfectly safe, of course, but I will warn you, don't try to pet her dog.
I would never. I would never. I saw her dog last time.
So, he says, well, I have things to do, and I must be getting off to bed. Work starts early in the morning for the master of ceremonies, and he takes a bow, and this time he withdraws his hand, puts his hand forward, and grabs yours casually, and kisses you across the knuckles, and then he pops up from his little forward bend bow, and he says, good evening, and be safe. But look, if you were willing to take care of them for me, I might have something, a bit of a reward for you, but don't let it get out.
I allow him to kiss my hand, and I'm like, thank you for the delightful conversation, and I will get back to you regarding the other thing.
So, here's where we're going to scene transition. So,
Okay.
as he nods at you and says, "Oh, the feeling is mutual, my dear." You see this large, over-imposing mastiff push its way through the saloon doors. It's tall enough, even on all fours, that the top of its head, its imposing brow, and its large ears stick up enough to be seen as its head wobbles about. And doors slam forward. It walks up and literally just shoves this worker down 5 feet off to the side as he sloshes drinks across the bar. And he puts his paws up on the bar countertop and with piercing red eyes of glowing flame looks at Saith and he goes, and Saith recoils back, okay. And he reaches down into the cocktail glass and pulls the brooch out and shakes it off like he's disgusted by it being wet from the drink, and then pats it dry with one of the napkins on the table before gathering the ascot about his neck and pinning the brooch to it. Roll me a perception check, Jade.
And Jade would say, I'm very sorry for spilling my drink on your ascot.
As you say that, the dog kind of cocks its head to the side, and Saith responds back and he says, "It's okay. Accidents happen, you see. I shouldn't be adjusting my necktie while walking around this place. You know, eyes forward if this is the safest way." And he nervously fumbles with trying to get the pin and the brooch back together. And the dog jumps back down off the countertop before turning around and pushing the saloon doors back. Jade, with your perception, you notice as he ties the ascot around his neck that he has strange black tattoos that are all over his neck, down past his collarbone, and assumingly, across his chest and shoulders, that were being covered up by his collar, his shirt being buttoned to the top button with the ascot fixed around it. You also see, as you trace back to the dog walking through the doubled saloon doors of the kitchen, before the doors swing back forward and close to a neutral position, you see this strange woman sitting in a rocking chair with a mortar and pestle as she furiously grinds something in the mortar, with the pestle holding it in her hand. And as the dog walks through the doors, she kind of announces it, and she says, "Morty, get back here! You have to help me to the pantry so I can finish these herbal tonics for the special treatments." And with that, we're going to pause the scene and return back.
Real quick, I roll over my can check.
Mhm.
Would the tattoo that Faith has be abnormal for a devil of his caliber?
So with your Arcana check, you are familiar enough with the plight of some of these more taboo species that live in the Faerun, and one of them being Cambion, although it's fairly odd for them to be in this free of a capacity and not serving some devilish means. You know that they do have ritualistic tattoos, and the one thing that you do notice is that these tattoos are written in Infernal, and he seemed very concerned with covering them up with the ascot. You have enough time to maybe mentally record a handful of the characters in your mind to share later with another.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, so let's see. Going back, Cricket, you felt yourself being pulled by the back of your shirt and dragged almost across the halls by your losing your footing on your heels to the room adjacent to the one that you were getting ready to go lay down in. And as you stumble back into the chest and arms of this man that stands behind you, taller than you are. You see out of your periphery vision the light lavender grayish purple skin tone of the man you met in the pool, Jarlaxle Bainray. And he leans his chin down beside your ear and he says, "Don't fall down, dear. I've got you. How are you this evening, Cricket?"
Did I spill my champagne?
No, you would have had the bottle still in one hand.
Okay. I swoon a little bit.
So as you spin around with the bottle in your hand, he kind of like catches you around the waist and he says, "Now, on to the real motivations behind that letter." He says, "Do you have time to talk with me this evening before your special treatment?" And he winks.
Of course.
So he opens the door to reveal an elaborate suite, and you see the room itself is in a state of disarray. It's quite cluttered. It doesn't match the personality of this extravagantly dressed man who speaks with such a velvety voice and seductive tongue. And he says, you see clothes and other cosmetic products stacked about the room, and just all sorts of different things, from like what would be travel items and his suitcase. And he motions to the room and says, "Of course, there are some things that I'd like to share with you about this godforsaken temple." He says, "A few months ago, I felt a rather strange disturbance. I don't often pay attention to this sense of danger. Often I ignore it, as a matter of fact, because what's dangerous to a man like me, other than a woman like you?" And he winks again. And then he says,
I blushed a little bit.
he says, "My special friend, the real owner of this temple, has gone missing. I don't feel her life force anymore. And her and I have shared a psychic link since our childhood. I've come here to find her, to find out what happened to her."
What is her name?
And he brushes the hair off from one side of your neck and moves his head from the right to the left shoulder and leans around and he says, "Silvari Sildendre."
Silvare. Oh, that's the one that the little kobold wanted to talk about.
What little kobold?
The one that was trying to break in your room.
I would never try to break into my room. And he says, "But I was in there the whole time. I didn't hear anyone fiddling with the lock or tumbler." And
That's because I helped.
he looks across the hallway and he sees the other room with the door open. And he says, "Oh, well, I guess he got confused. I was supposed to meet with him. He said he had information about her whereabouts."
Yeah, he said he'd been trying to get in touch with you, and I don't know why he hadn't, but it seemed like he was really worried.
So he says, "And he has every right to be." And you see the man, Jarlaxle Bainray, take his hat off, and he reaches down into the top of the hat, and his arm extends down to the elbow. Clearly this hat is magically deeper than the shape that fits the head. And he pulls out of it a monocle on a golden chain, and he takes the one lens piece and puts it to his eye and looks around. And you notice that this monocle isn't actually a piece of glass. It's a gold ring that supports a river stone, like a polished pebble, and the river stone has a hole in the middle of it that's kind of off to one side. And he takes his chain and he begins looking through the hole and ducks down and he says, "Dear, take a look through this and let me know what you see." And he holds the
Heck yeah.
he holds the lens. He holds the lens up to your eye and lets you scan around. And go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage.
Do I get double advantage because I already have advantage?
No, I think you'll be alright one way or the other.
Don't go behind. Don't go behind the game log. It's a dirty 20.
Alright, so with your 20, as you began to scan the halls left and right with the lens over your eyepiece, you notice that the appearance of the temple is nowhere near as clean as it appears to be. The floors are dingy and dusty. The tile work is grown over with a moss-like growth in between the grout lines and a little bit of mildew. You can see waterlogged stains on the ceilings, where presumably the roof of the place has had slow leaks that have come down through the plasterwork. And notice that the paint is chipping and peeling. There's cobwebs all over the place. And in this particular room, hallway, the floor is a little bit squishy. And there's like I'd say about a quarter inch of water just standing. And he says, and they sell this place as a spa.
It's kind of pretty gross.
Yes, well, not everyone that comes here has the same eyes that I do. And he takes the he takes the ring and he pockets it, and he says, do you care to go on a little adventure? And
Heck yeah.
can you keep up?
I probably beat you, so it's not a big deal. Like, sure.
All right, so he basically
You
said,
want some champagne?
as you take the bottle and show him the champagne, he says, I don't mind if I do. And he takes the bottle and gives it a quick swig, and then he sets it down on a table in between these two rooms here that has like a plant, just a decorative plant. And he says, we'll be back for this soon. And he wanders him.
I grabbed the champagne bottle.
He wanders down the hall. Now there's supposed to be a door here. I think they got the map wrong, but he wanders down the hall and comes back out into the common room, and he waits for you to arrive, and he says, "Now, look, let's see what we can find here this evening." And he motions to the hallway in front of you. And
Which hallway?
I'm trying to reveal it now, sorry.
Oh, the one. It's like north of us, I guess.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he motions to the hallway here, and he says, I have a feeling we might find something out in those treatment rooms.
Okay, I'll just go and knock on the first door.
So you go to knock on the door, and the door itself is locked.
Oh no, what happened? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I said you go to knock on the door, and the door is locked.
Oh, I'll try to open it up.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me your sleight of hand.
Because why not? It's a lunch. It's a
Fine.
lunch.
It seems like your audio like cuts out. Like
Yeah,
every
it cut out a
20
little
seconds.
bit.
It might be because I was getting away from the mic. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an 8. That's not work.
So as you fiddle with the lock, Jarlaxle motions at you and says, "Ah, dear, all you had to do was ask. I can be a gentleman." And he basically just looks at the door, and you don't know how he does it, but in a flash, you see the door unlock and drift forward on its hinges. And when you do, he says, "After you, dear."
Of course, I just walk right on in.
So you walk into the first room, and you see dimly lit lamps furnished with a bed in the middle of the room. The frame can be tilted and folded in different positions, And the shelves and counters have an array of perfumes and oils, lotions, scented candles, and the smell of potpourri fills the room with a pleasant aroma. Roll me a perception check. All right, you're 23. Excellent. So, as you look about the room, you see that the shelf back here that has the supplies that the masseuse or whoever the beauty technician would be using, in addition to having, the oils and things that I described on it, you see a series of doors at the top, like a cabinet, and you notice that one of them looks to be slightly ajar with a strange cloth hanging out of it.
I'll go ahead and open it up, I guess.
All right, so you open the cabinet above where their lotions and potions are kept on this counter below. When you open the cabinet, you see a white robe, and you unfurl the robe, which falls to the floor heavily and kind of thuds to the stone tile work. And Jarlaxle, leaning against the edge of the doorway, says, that kind of looks like the costume that one of those bookworms was wearing earlier. And as you thumb about the robe, you notice that on the chest where the robe would fasten together with some buttons is the logo for the Candlekeep. It's the royal sigil of the librarians and the avowed that pledged their life to the service of knowledge and working there. You continue to look at the robe, and you notice that there are droplets of blood about the neck. And as you observe the robe closer, roll me an investigation check.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, because you're so dumb.
Was my minus one?
You never know. A 6. All right. So you look at the robe, but you're not able to pick up on anything more than the blood and the fact that it matches the Candlekeep attire that you saw Lady Loris and the other avowed that work at the Candlekeep wearing.
I'll show him the robe and just go, hey, looks like there's blood on here.
And he says, interesting. Yes, you see, exactly what I was talking about. This place is not what it seems, and my friend Silvari is in mortal danger. And as you gather the robe about your arm to do with it what you will, the cabinet door kind of sags on one hinge and falls to the floor with a clatter. When you look up in the cabinet, behind the robe, laying on its side, is a strange glass decanter with a cork top and a wax seal.
So it's closed?
Yes, it is closed.
Do I recognize the seal?
No, it's like a wax seal, kind of like you'd have on like a whiskey bottle.
Like a Maker's Mark bottle or something?
Yeah, like a dipped wax covering.
Huh. What, does it look like a potion or does it look like liquor?
You can pick it up if you'd like, or you can roll an investigation.
I'll pick it up.
All right. So
I'm not rolling an investigation. That doesn't happen with this character.
So you pick up this glass container and you look at it, and it shimmers with a velvety purple light. And when you do, your friend Jarlaxle leans in and he says, "Oh, that's where I put that." And he says, "But you can keep it, dear. You may need it." And he leans forward and he says, "Just a little something to help you slip away. I wouldn't want them to harm a hair on your head." And out of game, it's the oil of slipperiness.
Oh.
And as he walks forward to kind of whisper to you about the potion, he plucks something from your hair and tosses it to the ground, and he says, "Oh, darling, did you use the dirty towels here after getting out of the spa's water?"
No, I'm just naturally dirty.
And he looks down and he says, "I think maybe you mean that in another way." And he looks down at his feet and says, "I don't understand what a bit of straw would be doing in your hair, though."
There's no telling what's in there. But yeah, that is weird.
All right. So Jarlaxle basically says, "Well, thank you for your help this evening in looking about. I think I'm starting to connect things together." And he basically says, "If you'd like to see me, just snap your fingers like this." And he does like a 5 quick snaps on his finger, and he says, "I'll find you. Don't worry."
Huh.
And with that, he
Right.
turns and takes his cloak, drapes it across himself, and you see him disappear. The last thing that you see is his eyes and the peacock feather in his hat.
Before he leaves, I jump up, I give him a big kiss.
All right. So as you kiss Jarlaxle, you feel him fade away, and his presence, his form sags beneath your arms, and then you just feel him slip out, and he wanders off, presumably back to his room. So you have this blood-stained costume that belonged to a Candlekeep avowed, and this oil of slipperiness. Let me go ahead and cut back now. So
Yeah. I get out of that room, by the way, because there's a bloodstained robe.
Yeah.
I leave.
Right. So cutting back, Treecaster, you sit at the common room in the 3 chairs, and you're observing your bonsai plant, and you've been watching the scene with Saith and Jade, and you kind of overheard little bits, just not fully audible, about her meeting with Lady Greensong. What would you like to do with your evening?
So once I finish up the casting of Find Familiar,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make it a little ferret. It's gonna the bonsai is gonna grow a couple branches out, and the branches are gonna like slowly form into the shape of a ferret, and then break off, and the ferret will gain itself some life and start moving around. And then I will tell the ferret that something seems off here, and to see if it can find a Zursa.
All right, so you form this ferret from the body of your tree, and as it crackles and grows to life, the fur actually being made of a moss-like coating over bark, and a glowing green light making the aura of the energy behind its ghostly-like eyes. The body and form of this tree-limbed, composed sticks and twigs ferret animates before you, swirls about, and then stands to attention like Rikki Tikki Tavi, the little mongoose, and starts tussling with its whiskers, listens to you, and then kind of goes and nods. You send
Nice callback.
no, yeah,
Good.
Rikki Tikki
I
Tavi.
haven't heard that forever.
Classic, right? So you command the ferret to go search about the Temple of the Restful Lily and find a Zursa. I'm assuming you would give it something with her scent or try to give it direction.
I'd give him a description of what I saw with the Zursa, and then I'm also going to describe what I seem to see like underneath her face, all the like pimples and zits.
Okay. So when you describe it, you can see the animal sort of taking mental notes and the gears sort of grinding as it takes in your information, and then it scampers off, and you see it leave and make its way down the back hallway in the direction in which you have not quite been. And it wanders out. You hear a door creak, and then a little bit of light, pale blue light, kind of pokes through the crack in the door and shines in like almost like a moon-like beam, enough to illuminate this common room. And then you see it kind of shutter closed and the light flicker and then be cut off again. So you can only assume that 2 doors opened and some sort of light source shone through. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward time a little bit. The ferret looks about, and then it comes skittering back to you, and it brings a full report. It jumps up on the table, and it sort of mimes together the story of the events that it saw, and You basically are able to get just through simple gestures that there's another building behind the temple. The ferret just keeps going like this, like really tall, and there's another. There's an old building, and it keeps going like this, like broken. So it's like an old broken building, and then the ferret tries to describe to you how there were strange things and creatures walking about.
Interesting. I will.
Oh, and he says that he wasn't able to find her, but he did hear a woman's voice coming from the big tall building.
All right. And Saith has exited the room, or is he still there?
Technically, he would have exited the room. He was going back to his bedroom, but you would have seen him pass by and go down the hallway to the rooms, and then unless you followed him, he would have disappeared from where you would know and presumably have gone to one of the rooms.
I'm going to open like a little pouch I've got on my belt and call the ferret to jump in the pouch.
Okay.
And I'm going to head over to Jade here. And,
Okay.
I don't want to measure. I want to select. I'm going to head over to Jade here and kind of give her the report of, what I found with the ferret. And Jade, there's just something just seems a little wrong here. And from what I gather, I think that the three who seem to run this place aren't what they seem to be. The ferret seems to have found that there are some buildings if we go out of this back hallway here. He thinks that if we go into those buildings, we might find more answers. Do you know where the others are that we might maybe gather them and go have a look?
That's funny because Dave was going to come see you. But, no, I mean, I never know where Cricket is. That girl could be anywhere. I think Elvis is sleeping in his room, tired from the day. What time would it be by now?
I'd say it's probably about 10.
Okay.
Not super late.
So, do you want to go investigate this building behind the temple?
Yeah, I'm down for going to see what's going on. And I'll stand up and I guess start heading towards that hallway.
And I would follow him.
Okay. So the two of you make it to the hallway, and I guess you continue northward down the hall.
Do we encounter
Okay.
Yeah, I'm outside the door.
Yeah.
We're going to investigate the building behind the spawn. Seems to be something weird going on. You want to come along?
Heck yeah. Do I still have my bottle of champagne?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah.
All right, so you guys move to the back door, I guess, and when you get there, you notice that the door is locked.
I will try to pick it.
Go for it.
Are you going to defog it?
Am I gonna what?
Where are we? I guess.
I don't know. I don't know what you said.
He said, "Are we gonna defog it?" He just lost track of where we were on the map.
Oh.
All right, so go ahead and roll me your check.
4.
So you go to pick the lock, and your pick breaks in the lock tumbler.
Yeah, Jade's gonna try to kick the door down because
I don't even have thieves' tools, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm picking it with.
I mean, she is captain of the king.
All right, so you're gonna go ahead and make a strength check to try to kick down the door.
Yep.
Before Jade does that, I'd like to cast guidance on her.
All right.
Does that work on checks? Strength check?
Yeah, to one ability check of your choice.
I'm over 18. Is that enough to kick the door down?
Yep.
Cool.
So you go and Sparta the fuck out of the door. And as your foot makes contact with the door jamb where the lock tumbler connects and the guard plate protects it from intrusion, as you kick it and it falls forward from its hinges and lays in the grass in front of you, you notice that the portal where the key sticks through is a strange shape.
What is it?
It's a very strange shape. So like the keyhole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do I recognize what the shape is?
It's not anything recognizable. It just doesn't look like a traditional, skeleton type key or brass key. It looks like it has 3 or 4 offshoots, so it's almost like a key welded to 3 other keys, and so it can't just, it doesn't just go in with teeth facing down. There's like teeth to the side, and so it looks like it's a specialized key that would have opened this door.
Okay.
So with the door kicked forward, laying in the gravel path, you guys look out into a kind of treacherous, unkept, muddy walkway with upturned stones and roots, overgrown weeds, and it looks like there hasn't been any landscaping done to this back section of the temple. And off in the distance, you see the curved outline of stonework rising up to a grand tower. What do you guys want to do?
I would keep walking towards it.
All right. So you begin walking down the path towards the tower. Is anybody else following Jade?
Yes.
I'm going to continue as well down the path.
Okay. And anything you guys want to do or roll for, just let me know and we can address it.
I'll roll a perception check to see that, because it's nighttime.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll me your perception.
Okay, so I rolled a 26.
Nice.
I had 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah.
And 10 feet of blind sight.
All right. So when you get past the doorway, you come around the backside of the temple, and there are these rounded vestibules with windows that rise up on a second floor, which they didn't put a second floor on this map. So just pretend the second floor is more rooms that guests would stay in. But as you get past the bordering curved structure of the back wall of the temple, you look in the northwestern direction, and just through a thicket of small trees and bushes, you see another building, and this one seems to be in quite disrepair.
I would call out to Treecaster. Which building did your familiar want us to check out?
He was interested in both of them, but he heard the voices coming from the tower.
Is that you want? I'll leave it. You want to go to the tower?
Yeah, I'm definitely down for investigating the tower.
Okay.
I'll go up and I assume this is a door here, so I'll go up and test and see if there's a way in.
All right, give me just 1 second.
You don't even ask my opinion.
You can speak? I mean, we're all three together now, so.
I don't care. I'm just gonna go wherever. I don't give a crap.
I was like, what? Um. All right. So as you go to approach the tower, a finely crafted stone tower rises up above you in impressive scale. A tree is not far from the bathhouse. A statue of sharp-figured, winged elf crouches above the front door, whose bright red surface is decorated with golden swirls. You go to interact with the door, and the door is locked. The elf statue over the door begins to sheen with a strange light.
Well, I recognize the elf statue being an elf.
It just appears to have elven features, but they're nondescript. Just the general longer ears and slender chin and jawline.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Absolutely.
Alright, let's see here.
I'll also do an Arcana check.
And also for you, Drayden, you can select your token and the familiar. If you mouse over them, it should let you grab them both at the same time if you make like a marquee box. So click and drag over, and then you can group them and grab them together. All right, so you rolled Perception for me, or Arcana, excuse me.
Yep, I rolled Arcana, and it's going to be a grand total of 12.
Nice. So with your 12, you look at the statue, and the sheen diminishes. You're a little bit confused, and you chalk it up to being reflection of the moonlight above. Although the features of this statue do strike you as quite strange. Why would someone carve an elf like this above a doorway, and why would they be in such a strange crouched position? Do you do anything else with the door?
I look around to see if there's any writing in any languages that are discernible to me.
All right. So as you scan the lintels and the doorpost of the entryway to this tower, you notice the elven script written around the door itself, and then in the golden swirling paint on the red door itself, you see additional elven script. Or you see an additional row of script, but this language is not elven.
Sure. I'm also no giant and halfling. Is it either of those?
No.
Can I take a look at the language?
Yeah, so you wander forward, seeing your friend Treecaster somewhat stumped by this entryway, and just taking a pause to scan the door and look at the statue above and the strange writing. Go ahead and roll me Arcana. And Cricket, you move forward to see your friends, challenged by the strange appearance of this door in this fancy tower behind the Temple of the Restful Lily.
Oh,
Is it Sylvan?
So I speak Dwarvish and Elvish and Sylvan.
Alright, so with your Arcana, it is lower than normal, but you would recognize the language in the center of the door to be Sylvan. And Cricket, do you speak Sylvan as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you walk forward, you kind of lean your elbows and your arms across the shoulders of Jade and Treecaster. And looking between their shoulders, you see Treecaster observing the wooden post around the framework in the elven script. And then you see in the glowing golden paint on the red door, Sylvan lettering. And the inscription reads to you in Elvish. It's basically just praises and names that are given in honor to the goddess Sune, all the titles of beauty and, Queen of Grace, the fairest child, the rising sun, this, that, and the other. And then the gold paint in the middle, written in a swirl shape around the red of the door. It says 66 makes 66, and then 66 makes 66. 6 times 100 or more. 666. 666 divided out by 3 brings us to a sisterhood galore. And I'm just making that shit up off the top of my head.
That's not creepy at all.
Basically, the riddle is talking about 3 6s, 66s, and ultimately 666, relating to a sisterhood.
So, so above game,
Uh-huh.
does 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 666 have any significance in D&D?
Not really, no. I'm homebrewing some
Okay.
stuff in.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it does, at least. I mean, maybe it does, but I don't think so. Um, so yeah, this strange door, it's locked, and the strange statue, the red paint and the gold swirling paint with the lettering in Sylvan, and the weird riddle about 666 and a sisterhood.
I mean, D&D is the devil's game, so.
That's right. Oh, 1980s. We're all gonna die. All right, so you all stand before this locked door in the strange tower. What do you guys want to do?
So do we have to? Is there any like keyhole or anything on the door?
The actual entry door?
Yeah.
Give me one sec. I believe there is, but I'm referring back. Mm-hmm. No, it's just a regular keyhole. So this one doesn't have the same special keyhole as the other thing did.
Do we want to knock? Do we want to try to pick the lock? And this is me talking to Treecaster and Cricket. Do you want me to kick the door down again?
Try to pick the lock and hope
I mean, it's what you do.
That's bad.
It's fine.
I mean, I can't pick shit.
Yeah, neither can I.
Yeah, I have sleight of hand, but I don't have the tools. So why don't we try to?
Let's just say that you had them from the start of the game. Somebody's got to have thieves' tools. I'm just gonna say you're a wizard with thieves' tools.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and make a sleight of hand check then.
I'll help. I'll help. So you get advantage.
I made the mistake of clicking a button in the BTT, and now that's going to take forever. So let me go ahead and
It's okay.
roll.
Yeah, just roll physical dice, and then we don't have to worry about. We'll just,
So yeah, you got advantage because I helped.
22.
nice. So
That's way better than I would do.
yeah. So Jade, before getting the urge to kick the door, your friend Treecaster walks forward in a look socially awkward way, ignoring your posture to kick altogether, with no concern for his own safety. And he bends down and fishes down into the strange pouch, and you see his newly formed ferret companion pop up with a little hempen pouch tied up with leather cord around it, and he quickly unfurls it into one hand, and the little creature holds out its arms to hold them for him, and he grabs a few spanners and a pick, pushes it into the tumbler, and clicks a few of the pins to the side, twists the handle, and the door opens freely.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to kick the door, but like, I was legit pulling the party about what they wanted to do.
No, you're good, dude.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was fun either way.
Yeah.
So the door is unlocked, but you guys haven't opened it at this point.
I
I'm gonna
will-
go ahead and open the door.
Go ahead.
You said what, Drayden?
I'm going to go ahead and open the door.
Okay. So you push the door open, and you see, startled to attention, a rather large figure that stands taller than you, and you're quite tall in stature compared to your two companions. This person has their back turned to you, and they jerk up to alertness and spin on their heel and say, how did you get here? You must leave!
I am going to cast cause fear in an attempt to use that as an intimidation.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That's intense. That's intense, but okay.
Yeah.
So he needs to make a, I guess, wisdom save.
Okay.
I was gonna offer him a drink.
I was good at intimidating.
That's a 17 flat.
All right, that saves.
Okay. So the spell starts to swirl about. I'm actually going to roll at a disadvantage because you caught the person off guard. All right. Jeez, it wants me to succeed. That is a critical on die. It's okay though. I'll still give you something. The person sees the spell begin to go off, dashes about the air, and swats the floor, begins furiously sweeping what little remains of dust were in a pile in front of the broom into a dustpan, and leans the broom and dustpan against the wall and then breathes heavily. And they start to fall asleep, leaning on the wall a little bit, and you see their eyes drift off and their mouth begin to smack, and they come back to alert and say, "Oh, how did you get here? I'm so tired. You have to go. I don't want to get in trouble."
I just go, it looks like he could use this, and I'd offer my champagne for give him the drink.
You give the person a drink of the champagne, and they take the bottle, and you see them furiously begin just chugging down champagne with a ravenous, one-track mind to just guzzle down all of the contents of the bottle.
Whoa.
Do you take the bottle back?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you snatch the bottle from this gold dragonborn, you see the female gold dragonborn's lips pop around the glass work of the bottle, and she wipes across her cheeks and her open maw, and she says, "It may not be water, but it's so nice to have a cold drink."
Do you not have cold drinks here?
Jade would ask the gold dragonborn person who they are.
So the gold dragonborn says, "My name is Gorba Daredarian." What a fucking name, right?
Huh?
We're just gonna say Gorba. I'm not gonna do last name. Gorba.
Gorba.
Yeah.
Gorba, how long have you been here?
She says, "I don't know. I've lost count of the days." And you see that she kind of shakes in her posture, and her knees look to tremble as she reaches for the wall behind her to steady her form.
Do you want us to help you leave?
You would help me get out of this place?
Yeah, why not? It's what we do.
And she says, "No, I mean, I want to, but I can't. There's no way for me to leave the tower. It's just not safe."
What's supposed to happen if you leave the tower?
Yeah. Why is it not safe?
And she says, "If I leave the tower, the ladies of the temple will know. And they'll come for me. Them and their monsters." And as she says this, she struggles and gasps for breath. Everyone roll me a perception check.
Thank you.
Okay, wow.
Stop hiding my...
Right?
28.
Nice. What you got for me, Treecaster?
14.
What was that?
14.
Nice. Okay, so as you all look at her describing the scene desperately, you can tell that this woman, she wears an ephod, basically like a front apron, right? And it actually looks to be like a paladin's clothing. It's got the herald. It's a shield-like symbol. emblazoned with a silver dragon, or silver colored dragon, or platinum colored dragon, with its head turned to the side in profile. And this gold dragon looks as though her costume and what she's wearing doesn't match her current station sweeping the floors. And as you pay attention to her shallow breathing and running out of breath and leaning against the wall, you notice that though she's a female dragonborn and stands taller than Treecaster, she is emaciated. Her skin just sags from her bones. She has dark circles under her eyes that don't look so gold, but actually look like a tarnished black. She's basically almost skin and bones. And the radiant mane of scale-like hair that protrudes from the back of her head, which would normally be a shimmering blondie gold, is turned to withered silver and black.
Jade would give her some food and some water.
So she begins munching furiously on the ration and takes a sip slowly with the canteen to choke back the food. And she says, "Thank you so much, but you really must go. If you don't, I'm afraid I can't help you."
Can you tell us where you're from and why you're here?
So she says, I come from the great city of Waterdeep. I was here on a pilgrimage, a sabbatical, if you will, from the temple dedicated to Bahamut. And I came here because, well, I heard that this place, in addition to providing rest and renewal for a weathered warrior like myself, boasted a rare treatment that could increase one's strength tenfold. And I thought that I wanted to be mighty and victorious in my battles against those damn dragon cultists and the Red Wizards of Thay. I knew the threat looming to summon Tiamat was real, and I came here on the threat of war to seek this treatment. She says, I met the women that own this place, especially that evil Azursa. And she kind of gasps when she says the name, and she said, "She's who did this to me."
What did she do to you?
She's stolen my youth. She sapped me from all of my strength, shackled me here as a slave and prisoner at this godforsaken temple, if you can call it that. And she's planning to do this same thing to more of the guests that choose to do her classes and receive her special treatment will wither away just like me.
That sounds pretty awful. We'll see if we can do something about that. Maybe come back and rescue you if we can.
She says, that she would appreciate your help. And she says, now, I know the layout of this tower and the temple, and I can give you a few pieces of information that may keep you safe. But if something happens, you didn't hear any of this from me.
Hear what? Hear what?
So she explains that there are other people that are servants that are forced to care for the temple grounds and the guest quietly behind the scenes. And she relays to you that in addition to herself, there's a strange dwarven man named Falthrax who came here wearing priestly-like robes and said he worked in a library, and that there was also a...
You missed my joke.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
When someone says, "You didn't hear it from me," hear what?
So then she also explains to you that there was a dashing young man who came from Waterdeep, in the same caravan as her, who was sent here as an informant from one of the masked lords of the city, and he was trying to seek out a special treatment from the ladies here at the temple. He wanted to have a special meeting with Lady Morgana, a meeting that would allow him to enhance his height and his beauty. His small stature made him the laughing stock of the royal courts and nobility of Waterdeep, and being a famed jeweler, making the finest wares, and a wealthy merchant, wealthy enough to be a masked lord, he envied the position and was doing everything he could to seek favor with the people, physically, financially, and otherwise. So he came here in the same traveling caravan as Gorba to seek a special treatment from the women at the temple. He says that he sees the dwarf from time to time, but he hasn't seen the male traveling companion from Waterdeep. She says that the only thing that she remembers is that his name was Glitter.
Oh, I met Glitter. He's fine.
You've seen him?
Did you say Falthrax?
Yes, Falthrax, the dwarf from Candlekeep.
Well,
Yeah, he is the reason we came here. We are looking for him. And Loris, I believe her name was, came in after looking for him as well.
So she says, I don't know anything about a Loris, but Falthrax should be around here somewhere, probably tending to one of those vile women and one of their strange requests.
Jade has a question for her. Was Glitter a kobold the last time that you saw him?
And she says, why no, he was a short human male, but I didn't think he was that short. Short by my standards, but I am a mighty dragonborn. And she tries to stand up, and you hear her back just like crack as she groans in pain.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little kobold now.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
How odd. He sought to have beauty and stature, and they turned him into a lizard.
Yeah. Weird, huh?
Jade will give her 2 more servings of rations and thank her for the information.
Alright, so she scarfs down the rest of the rations, and then she says, up the spiraling stairs, you'll find more in the floors above. And she says, but be careful. I don't know if they're back yet. And she explains to you that the room behind her is a bedroom, and the room to the northwest is a private consultation room where the 3 owners give their special treatments. And that up the stairs is where her and her fellow servants stay, along with the kitchen and one other thing. Hold on one second. Yeah, just the kitchen and the their quarters. And then she says, there is a 3rd floor, but I haven't been there. I don't really know what's up there, unfortunately. And she...
That sounds interesting.
She just explains to you that she's never seen anyone go up the stairs to the 3rd floor, but she knows that she's heard the ladies talking up there, arguing with one another, and on some nights singing strange songs, and something must be exciting them because they pound about the floor.
Ooh, it's like a dance party.
Maybe, yes, it is quite rhythmic. I suppose that is what
Sweet.
they're doing up there.
3rd floor, guys?
3rd floor sounds like it might be a good destination.
Sounds like a good time.
Alright, so you guys go to ascend the staircases?
Yeah.
Before I do, I'm gonna go ahead and just peek through this bedroom door.
Alright. Okay, so give me one second. So you go to try to open the door, and you jiggle the handle and notice it is locked.
Whose bedroom is this, madam?
When you ask, Gorba scoffs and she says, "That vile demon, Saith."
Oh,
Oh, we can leave him be. I'll go ahead and head up to the staircase.
is there a reason that you don't like safe?
So she says, "Of course. Why, he's conspired with them since the beginning. He may say he's virtuous, but he's after his own gain as well."
Well, he is a devil, so that makes sense.
Yes, precisely. Foul creatures that they are.
How about Jarlax? He okay?
I don't know who you speak of. I really don't often given the opportunity to leave this tower. You said Jarlaxle?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's his name.
Oh, no, the name doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately.
Okay, because he kind of propositioned me. I was curious. I don't know if you knew him or not.
And Jade has one more question for Dragonborn before we leave.
So,
And,
hold on one second. He would respond to Cricket and say, "Well, the only thing I can tell you, dear, is don't trust anyone in this place. Maybe not even me."
I don't trust anyone anyway. So I mean, it's cool.
It's cool. All right, go ahead, Jade. Sorry.
you said that you're originally from Waterdeep?
Yes.
I didn't think that there were many Dragonborn in Waterdeep.
Oh, you've heard that nasty rumor too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the truth is, it isn't a rumor. It's fact. There aren't many of us. Something protects that city from our kind. But, under the royal order of Bahamut, one temple remains in the heart of the city, below the sleeping giant. And, so long as I wear this ephod, the sentinels who guard the city, and the port, the mighty harbor, deep water, will allow me entry and exit safely.
Interesting. Thank you for answering.
You're welcome. Safe travels. And she says, "But I insist, again, if you found out, you never saw me, and I cannot guarantee they're not here already."
Saw who?
All right, so who's going upstairs first?
Come on. Give me something.
You ask Saul who. She just explains the three ladies who own the temple.
No,
So,
her. I meant her.
I would assure her that we would not, we never saw her and that we wouldn't mention her at all. With
Saw who?
persuasion.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Then she goes. She goes back to sweeping the floors. So who's going upstairs first?
I guess I should go since I have the plate armor.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it's up to
I can
y'all.
go first too.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I would
What?
prefer not first. But,
Send the wizard up first.
Yeah.
That's always good.
What'd you say, Treecaster?
He would prefer not to go first.
Yeah, makes sense.
Send the wizard first.
I'll go first. It's fine.
All right.
I'll go behind. I'll be second.
All right. So you guys proceed upstairs, and above the map is where floor 2 is. So just give me 1 second here. Excuse me.
Bless you. That was a good one.
So you guys come up to the second floor. It zoomed out too far. Sorry, guys. And you stand in a fairly open space. Let me see here. 16. A dank scent fills the air in this well-used kitchen. 3 tables stand in the room, one of which is covered in various vegetables and strange-looking cuts of meat. A wood stove burns brightly against the far wall, and a statue, so the wood stove is right here, brightly against the far wall, and a statue of a winged elf stands in a corner. So there's a statue here of an elf. Its face is carved into an open-mouthed smile, and an elderly dwarf stands before the stove with his hands trembling as he tries to lift a heavy iron pot. So you see this dwarf right here. And, go ahead.
Call the name of the dwarf that we're looking for, which is now just, I'm blanking out at the moment.
It's okay. So you would call out Falthrax, and as you see the dwarf, and when you do, the heavy pot that he has trying to lift it to the stove, he stumbles back as the pot clangs to the floor, spilling its contents. You roll me a perception check.
Wait, where are we?
So you guys went up the stairs from the first floor and have now arrived on the second floor. So you would have come up. You would have come up from the shadowy area right here, and you're on the second floor of the tower now.
Oh, okay. It just went for me. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
like, it was all darked out.
My bad.
Yeah, I had to refresh it too.
Yeah. You rolled perception for me, Treecaster?
17.
Okay. So with your 17, as the dwarf stumbles, losing his hold on the pot, and you see the contents spill out on the floor, you notice that it is a strange, putrid green broth, and floating in the broth are bits of ears and a few eyeballs.
Puppy.
That doesn't look like proper food.
No, well, it's not our food or the guest food. It's their food, and they're gonna be so mad.
So you spill all of it?
You mean the sisters that run the place?
What was that, Treecaster?
By them, you mean the sisters that run the place?
Yes. How do you know them? Do you work for them?
Oh, I've met one of them. She seemed a little sadistic.
Oh, you must mean Azursa. She's the
Yeah,
worst.
that would work.
She enjoys torturing people. Something strange happens to her when she causes people pain.
So, before I forget to ask you again, are you Falthrax?
Yes, yes, I'm Falthrax. Falthrax Nimblenose.
We came looking for you with,
Loris, it's okay.
We came looking for you with Loris, though we can't seem to find her at the moment. We're
Wait.
trying to get you back to Candlekeep.
She's here with you? Loris came to find me?
I did.
I guess she really does care about me. And he says, well, if she's here and she followed you all in, or you followed her in, you all are in mortal danger.
Oh no! I say it out loud. I go, oh no!
When you say that flippantly, Falthrax looks at you and he says, look, if you knew how I looked before this, and you saw what they did to me and the others, you wouldn't be so flippant about the danger. And he explains to you that before coming to the Temple of the Restful Lily to seek the special treatment, that he was a tall, proud, strong dwarf and a longtime employee of Candlekeep, that he had worked there through the beginning and middle of his youth, and as the years passed by, he became more and more concerned that his time working the Candlekeep, royally appointed by the Hill Dwarf tribe that he was sent from, that he would miss out on his best years. And in his time working in the library, he came across a strange book, and he explains, "Yes, I found this book one day when I was returning items back to their home in the shelves. You see, it caught my attention. The mirror on its cover spoke to me, and it showed me what I really wanted to see, and that was me, younger, more dashing, and off on real adventures. And I opened the book and walked into the portal, and I ended up here, and it was great at first. You know, the first 3 months I was here, I couldn't get enough of the food, the sights, the smells, the refreshing water, and the drinks. Oh, the drinks, so good. And finally, one day, Lady Morgana approached me about a special treatment, and I met with her here in this tower, and I sat for one of their vile treatments. At first, I didn't think anything of it. They asked if they could paint a picture of me, and they asked me what I wanted to look like, and I told them exactly what I saw on the cover of the book. And it's crazy, but for a couple of days, I looked just like him. Strong, proud, the tallest, most dashing dwarf you've ever seen. And I felt this thrill of adventure racing up my spine. But when I went to leave, our goons grabbed me. They locked me in a room. And as the weeks, days, months passed by, it withered away into what you see now. And you see Falthrax, as you observe him, kind of motioning to his body as he explains what he did look like then and what he looks like now. And he is a frail old dwarf with gray hair, arthritic hands that don't open all the way, thumbs that are trigger thumbed, and he's just completely hunched over and has a lean, like a twist to the spine where he can't stand up straight. And he's straining just to make eye contact with you guys because of the crook in his neck.
God, you kind of look like shit. That's a bad treatment.
I feel like shit. Please tell me that none of you have had them done.
Nah.
So I'm proficient in medicine, and could I try to crack his back or something so he can stand straight again?
You could roll a medicine check and see if you could kind of give him a little on-site corrective chiropractic.
Unlicensed.
It's gonna be a total 17.
All right, so with your 17, you kind of assess the situation and boldly walk forward. You put your arms underneath his shoulders and kind of hoof him forward, and you see him object at first. He says, hey, what are you doing here? Come on now, get your mitts off of me. And then all of a sudden, he says, I feel so much better. And he stands up and he says, but wait, look out! I need everyone to roll initiative.
Wow! That's not good.
I was just about to ask him if he was hungry.
19.
All right, give me just a second. I gotta grab a couple.
19 also.
Oh shit! I didn't click my character.
17.
I forgot to click my character. You can just add me in, right?
Yeah, it's okay. I can see it. It says 17 for you.
Yeah, I forgot to click it.
Hey, Caster, do you want to go first before me or after me?
Sorry. Oh, sorry. That was for me. I'll let you go first.
We tied, and I don't care. But okay, I'll go first.
Well, choose normally.
Well, I'll go before him. That's what I meant.
It's normally whoever has a higher dex.
I know, but I mean, I don't care. So I just asked him what he wanted.
Yeah, and I think you can volunteer your spot to someone too.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Let me just get everybody in here. Sorry, guys. It's having a little bit of a clunky situation here.
No, I should have rolled. I should have clicked my character first.
Oh man, let me clear this combat tracker. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, that's why I didn't see it before.
Yeah, it was still the one from the previous session.
Well, no, it was tower, and then I was still stuck on. I didn't realize that the whole of the tower was like where it says second tower. I didn't see that.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. It confused me the first time too.
All right, so Jade, what did you have?
A 19. Treecast and I tied, and we decided that I'd go first.
Okay, and then what did you get, Vinley? I mean, Cricket. Sorry. Cricket had a 17. Okay. All right. So, as he warned you, you all turn around, and in a last-minute flash, you see the strange elven statue come to life as it leaps forward, attempting to attack Jade. Come on, let me move, please. There you go. Moves forward, attempting to attack Jade.
Do I still have my champagne bottle?
Yeah. When you haven't put it down yet, right?
Nope.
There you go.
How much is left in it?
Probably about half the bottle.
Cool.
All right, so this creature leaps forward, its arms wide, and it takes a swipe at your chest, Jade. And let's see. Oh, I gotta roll my attack first. Come on. I might have to roll physical dice if these get too slow, guys.
But that's fine. I trust you.
So it attempts to claw across your chest with a 10. I know that does not hit. Let me roll a physical die on this one. So then it leans in closer to you as its slashing swipe misses. And with a 17, I'm assuming that hits.
It misses.
Misses. Oh, that's right. You have plate armor on. Attempting to bite at your neck as you see it snap in your face. You see this stone statue with a demonic visage and curled hooked horns, glowing red eyes, and sharp marble teeth. And with that, it's going to be your turn, Jade.
I do not think that this thing is here to play with us. I'm going to attack it with my long sword. Does an 18 hit?
I believe it does. Give me 1 second. Yes.
Yeah, more damage. Boom, 9 damage.
All right. So you do 9 points of damage.
And I'm going to end my turn because I don't want to use any of my bonus actions.
All right, Treecaster, you're up. What do you want to do?
I am going to. I will touch the ferret and cast Dragon's Breath on the ferret.
Okay.
Oh, great.
And,
You said Dragon's Breath on the ferret?
yes, sir.
Okay.
And then I will cast. Let's.
So that's a 15-foot cone. Are you going to move so you don't hit Jade?
Oh, so that just gives him the
Yeah,
ability
it
to
just
do
gives
it.
me the ability.
Oh, okay. You're gonna cast it through the familiar. Is what you're trying to do, right?
Yep. So that way, whenever I guess the ferret is able to go, he can.
Yeah, the familiar would just go on your turn, following yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll just finish out my turn with a firebolt right at the elf. And I'm going to choose, if it makes a difference, acid damage for the dragon's breath.
Awesome. So go ahead and roll your spell attack for me.
Alright, so that's going to be a d20 plus 7.
So we'll just say that you send the familiar over here to cast the spell.
Natural 1.
Oh, geez. Reroll that for me. You had inspiration. Go ahead and use it, because I gave it to you the first session.
Yeah. It's going to be, it was 9 plus 7 is a 16.
Hits.
Alright, 2d10.
And this is for your acid breath.
No, this is for...
Or the firebolt. Oh, okay, excellent.
8 plus 5 is 13 damage for the firebolt.
All right. Excellent. You said 13 points?
Yep, 13 points.
Okay.
And then Dragon's Breath from the ferret is going to be, let's see, what is that? 3d8, I think. 3d6. All right. 2, 4, 6. 6 damage.
All right. So your familiar walks forward, and you see this little tree-formed ferret creature gag and spew forth this inky, acidic liquid. And as it splashes forward onto the stone flesh of this creature, you see it roar back. And with that, I'm assuming that ends your turn, correct? Drayden, did you finish your turn?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So go ahead, Cricket, you're up next.
Deck save 16.
Oh, nice. All right, 17 on die.
Ah, crap. Okay, never mind.
Jason's Christmas dice are rolling really good for me tonight. I honestly have not fudged a roll once this evening.
Oh, that's fine. I don't. Doesn't matter.
All right, so
good.
it's the top. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right. So it's the top of the round. You see this strange stone creature roll forward. It is going to swoop past your ferret, which I'll go ahead and give the ferret and Jade both attacks of opportunity.
Since the ferret's a familiar, he actually can't take the attack action.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Jade, go ahead if you'd like attack of opportunity. You can. All right, so you're swiping at him with the Moon Touch Longsword. Your 16 hits. Sorry, go ahead and roll damage. All right, so 12 points of slashing damage as you cleave down into the stony flesh of this creature, and it roars out in pain. And with that, it's making its 2 attacks. So it lunges forward at you, Treecaster, in a similar fashion. It swipes with the left clawed hand down across your chest, attempting to catch you as you hold on to your druidic staff. The first attack is a 15.
Hit.
You said what? I'm sorry.
That does hit.
Okay. And then the second attack was 22. And the first attack's damage is... Excuse me. Come on. No, stop. Come on, computer. Sorry, guys. Let go. I am having major tech issues right now, guys. I'm so sorry. Stop. It's like gripping on the map and it won't let me get it.
It did that the other day, didn't it?
Yeah, like I right click it to get to the character sheet and it's trying to... There we go. Oh, that's even easier. Heck yeah. Okay, I just figured it out even better. Alright. So the first point, the swipe with his claw is going to be 6 points of slashing damage. And the bite with his maw across your neck is 6 points of piercing damage. So 12 points of total damage as the stone statue lunges onto you. And with that, it's going to be Jade's turn. Go ahead, Treecaster.
So I'm gonna take that right in the face. That's gonna hurt.
So as this creature leaps forward, you feel the floor shake as it lands in front of you, and Falthrax trembles in the corner, trying to hide behind the kitchen counter. He says, "Ah, they're gonna kill us all!" And Jade, it's your turn. Are you there, Jason? Oh, he's muted.
Jason?
Sorry, I muted myself to not have
No, you're good, dude.
background noise.
You're fine, buddy.
So Jade is gonna hold up her shield above her face,
Okay.
and behind her shield, she's gonna mutter something, and she's gonna basically draw a circle in the air with her finger, and she's gonna cast Hover Dead.
Excellent. So this roaring bell rings out and cracks through the sounds of the stone creature hitting the floor and the rumble of the walls and floor. And as this tolling bell rings out,
You really didn't want to do that.
it hits, I think. Well, you didn't.
It's
Oh,
a
I have to make this
DC
save. That's right.
It's a DC 17.
I failed. Failed as a 4 on die.
Okay.
Yeah. So these bells ring out, and the creature grabs at its ears and just roars out in pain and begins slashing about erratically. And with that, it's going to be your turn, Treecaster. Or you finished with your turn, I'm sorry. Jade.
I am finished with my turn, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't want to assume, my bad.
No, it's fine.
Alright, so Treecaster, you're up. And then Cricket, you're on deck.
I am going to. Excuse me. I'm gonna healing word myself.
Okay.
1d4 plus 4. 5 healing. And then I'm going to. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna firebolt the guy again.
Okay.
Is there any penalty for casting in melee range?
Not in my opinion. That's more of like a ammunition thing, because technically you could palm the creature and cast it straight from your palm. So I'm not gonna make you roll any kind of penalties on that attack, but you still have to make the spell attack roll.
Yeah, perfect. So let me do that then. Gonna be 18 15 plus 7. I'm sure that's going to hit.
It does.
Let's see. 2d10.
Nice.
That's 11 damage there.
You said how much?
11.
Okay. So, as your spell slams into its chest, the fire gets down into the cracks of the stonework where Blade and other spells had breached its defense a little, and just the thermal heat of the spell begins to further crack and brittle the surface of the thick stone hide of this creature that roars in your face. You all can see bits of it starting to crumble away like stone onto the floor, clattering below. Cricket, you're on deck, unless you have anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Treecaster.
That's it for me.
All right. What do you want to do, Cricket?
Let's try another deck save.
Okay.
16.
16.
Okay, never mind.
So, as you attempt to do whatever it was you were trying to do, the creature, fearing for its safety, you see it jump up into the air, hovering with one foot kind of limping, a leg damaged behind. And with that limp leg, it begins to fly forward to crash out of the window. Jade and Treecaster, you all can have attacks of opportunity against it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a swing because this thing pisses me off. Man.
I'm thinking 8 probably does not hit.
It does not. No, it does not.
23.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll your attack.
7 points of damage.
All right, so I'm still going to describe it as though it made it almost to the window. So as you swipe at it, your blade catches its back. The glow of your moon-touched longsword and its silvered energy splits a rift down the back of the stone skin of this creature. And as it just barely makes it to the window, diving forward with its wings spread to crash through, half of it bursts through the glass before the energy that is its life force dissipates, and it hangs at the edge of the window for a few seconds before falling through and tumbling the second story down to the ground below and coming to a loud booming thud in the ground.
Well,
The
I
gravel
guess
path.
everybody knows that we're here now.
So with the window crashing and the corpse of this creature falling to the ground, Falthrax says, "Oh, now you've really gone and done it! If they didn't know you were here before, they sure as hell know you're here now! Oh, God!" So what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to tell Falthrax, this is probably the only opportunity you're going to have to escape this place. You should probably head straight towards the door. When we find your friend, we're going to have her head towards the door as well. And I'm going to go upstairs and see if there's anything up there we need to take care of.
All right, so you reassure Falthrax and tell him to get out of here, and he timidly agrees and makes his way past you to go down the stairwell to the first floor below, where Gorba, the gold dragonborn, nervously waited, catching her breath, hanging on the wall and leaning against her broom and dustpan, and he leaves your sight. So you all stand on the second floor in this open kitchen where these foul concoctions were being cooked up by this strange dwarf Falthrax in his withered form. He explains to you the curse that was placed on him by these three women as he attempted to seek vitality, youth, strength, and beauty. And you now see on the pedestal what used to be an elven statue is a missing empty podium with nothing there. What do you guys want to do standing in the kitchen?
I'm going to suggest that we peek up and see if there's anything on the third floor that we need to take care of.
I'm gonna I'm gonna check that other room first.
All right. So, Cricket, you move over to the door and you open the little metal handle that's loosely fixed to the woodwork. And when you open the door, you reveal 3 piles of straw with moth-eaten burlap blankets folded on top of them and set on top of the padded straw matting. Broken furniture and garbage is scattered all around, and unlike the rest of the place, this particular dwelling is even more foul. You can see where there are bits of human remains and what you can only assume is chamber pot smell from the people you would assume to be the 4 servants and or slaves, as Gorba referred to them, and this being their quarters. But one thing that you do notice is along the outer edge of the curved wall are 4 fine paintings that hang on the stonework about 5 feet off the ground on large iron nails that are staked into the stone. Each is beautiful. The depiction of the painting for each of the figures is just breathtaking. Some would say even quite hypnotic, but they're also strangely eerie to look at and somewhat unsettling as the eyes scan you and you scan them. I need you, Cricket, to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And so Treecaster, you said you were going to go to the 3rd floor, and then Jade, what are you going to do?
I was just gonna look around the room and make sure there wasn't anything that we missed, but I only rolled a 9 on my perception, so.
Okay. Well, I can tell you out of game there really wasn't anything in the kitchen with merit. That was a good roll to miss. So Cricket, with your wisdom save, you shake off the uneasy feeling, and sinking pit in your stomach settles as you catch your breath, gulping. The unsettling visage of these 4 paintings that hang on the wall, their strange magical effect doesn't penetrate through. And do you want to do anything else with this room or the paintings?
I guess just kind of look around. Is there anything that's of interest besides the creepy paintings?
So there's nothing in here of note as far as personal items. You do see rolled up on the floor next to this bedroll a white robe that matches the description of Loris, the elven avowed that ran through the portal after her friend. And it too has the same red marking for the Candlekeep. But when you look at the bedroll here and scan to the wall above it where this painting is hanging here, you look at the painting and it matches the slightly unbelievable, some would even say braggadocious description of what Falthrax described to you of himself looking like for those first couple of days after the special treatment.
Huh.
Do you look at any of the other paintings in more detail?
Yeah, why not?
So as you scan to the left of you, the painting here over the charcoal gray bedding, you see a proud gold dragonborn standing tall with her wings spread mightily to the sides, scales shimmering, standing on a large merchant ship in the harbor of Waterdeep. She is extremely muscular, hoisting 2 barrels over each shoulder, and she just kind of stands shining in the shimmering light. And this woman matches the description of what Gorba, the chamber servant, described herself looking like after receiving their special treatment. And then as you scan to the left, you see a 3rd painting. And This painting depicts a rather dashing-looking man with a pointed mustache and a thin goatee that comes to a point. Sharp features and piercing pink eyes. This particular individual wears a fine satin hat with a feather sticking out of it and puffy clothes. But in the painting, it looks as though his posture, the arch of his back, and the regal way he puffs his chest out, he must be a noble. He has clothes on that look extremely extravagant, and he stands tall and imposing in stature, just almost dwarfing the room in the painting itself. And he matches the description of what Gorba described to be the man named Glitter, the wealthy jeweler merchant from the city of Waterdeep, who was an informant for one of the masked nobles. You look again, still to the left, and you see another painting. And this one of a young elven woman with golden gleaming hair and fairy pale white skin. She stands in front of a bathhouse with 3 strange women draped in black robes. Each of the women wears an hourglass about their neck with sand that trickles. One of the sand is red, one is green, and one is blue. Each of the women, their faces are obscured. They have their hands forward on what appear to be like a crystal ball. And then you see this elven woman basically proudly displaying a statue of the goddess Saloon in front of the natural spring that you guys saw in the bathhouse on the first floor. You can roll me a history check if you'd like to try to recall who this might be.
Okay, let's try that. Not completely horrible. Oh, that's pretty good.
So with
natural 20.
With your 22, you soon realize that this 4th painting here depicts whom you can only assume to be is Sylvari. Lady Sylvari Silversong, the real owner of the Temple of the Restful Lily. And the way that she looks matches the description of your eager suitor, Jarlaxle Bainray. His flirtatious words describing to you with a sense of urgency his fear for the safety of his friend.
Okay. How big are these paintings?
So the paintings are huge. They're easily about 9 feet tall and about 3 or 4 feet wide. I mean, they'd be like almost like wall panel size paintings. Almost like a lifelike size of the person.
So I can't take them off. I can't take them off the wall and take them out of the frame. And
No, you could.
okay, I'll take them off the wall and take them out of the frame and fold them up or roll them up or whatever and strap them to my bag.
All right. So you pull the paintings down one at a time and you begin breaking the wooden framework that holds them. And you take the canvas and you begin to roll it up to place inside your bag. Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
And then I want to check in with some other people real quick.
Uh-oh. Stupid intelligence based. Okay, that's not bad.
13. All right, so as you go to roll up these paintings, you notice on the back side of the paintings, there is a natural fiber with a porous look to it. You can only assume that this isn't actually canvas, it's some sort of skin.
Ew.
Perhaps a vellum or something
Gross.
else.
It's disgusting. Alright. I'm good.
All right, so you gather these paintings from the walls and you return to this main kitchen room as your friend Treecaster bounds eagerly up, just barely catching his heels as he rounds the corner of the spiraled staircase. Jade, would you be following after him or waiting for Cricket?
I would I'd follow after him just to make sure that he's safe, because, I doubt the king would be very happy with me if the court wizard died.
All right. So you guys get to the top of the stairs, attempting to enter through a doorway when you reach the summit of the final step. And give me 1 second. All right. So you reach the top of the stairs. Treecaster, roll me a nature check.
You said nature?
Yep.
Righty. 14.
Damn it.
All right. So with your 14, as you get closer to the tops of the stairs, you smell a very familiar scent. The scent that pollutes the air reminds you of the dank conditions of the forest floor and the mix of waterlogged, slowly rotting and decaying felled trees that decompose into the wet soil below, and that acrid, slightly putrid smell of methane gas that vapors off the decaying trees that overgrow with moss and mushroom.
It smells like the bog muck back home. Let me send the ferret up to peek and see what he can see.
So the ferret reaches to the top of the stairs and comes to a haphazardly hung wooden doorway. There's a small crack at the bottom of the door that the ferret is able to fit through, and when the ferret crawls out through the doorway into the main chamber, it sees a rather crazy, disarrayed room. The putrid scent grows stronger, and it sees what would have been once an elegant bedroom that is now soiled. A mural of the goddess Sune lines the wall adjacent to the stairs, and it has been defaced with dirt and filth and sigils and a splattered array of red one could only assume is blood. 3 beds are covered with moldy blankets and animal furs, including one with a topped canopy and giant bones. Reeking, untanned hides are hung about frames stretching them in the room, and empty crates are scattered throughout the room's floors and put together like makeshift furniture with large glass jars inside with putrid yellow liquid. Some of the crates also hold some broken and rusted weapons crusted over with grime and tarnish. Molded clothing and other personal objects, hairbrushes, reading glasses, shoes, tunics, cloaks, sword and daggers, etc.
I'm going to have the ferret back out
Okay.
and tell me what he saw. And then I'm going to try the door very, very gently to see if it's unlocked or if it's locked, but not open it.
Okay. So you come up to the top of the stairs, taking a few more steps. The stench is almost overwhelming. The sulfuric smell that just teases at your nose burns like the bubbling bog that you described back home, and the poisonous vapors that waft off of the decay. And when you get to the top of the stairs, the door hangs there loose on its hinges. You turn the handle, and it gives.
I'm going to just whisper just loud enough for my party members to hear. I'm about to do something that might not be the smartest move, but I think we can get the drop on them if I do this. And then I'm going to open the door and fireball into the room.
All right. So you open the door and cast fireball.
Good old wizard.
So let me roll some.
I love when wizards go murder hobo.
All right.
Love
So
Great.
all right. So you cast fireball, filling the room with your spell. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Alright, what is I always forget fireball.
Fuck any evidence or anything. Let's just burn it up.
Wait.
One.
You said 31.
35 damage.
Okay. All right. So as your spell goes,
Holy crap.
God. It's the whole room.
It's all gone. It's all gone now.
so as your spell goes off, you hear the cackling shriek of 3 female voices. And with that, I need everyone to roll initiative. Let me clear the tracker.
Oh no.
Oh,
Right.
I guess we're not having our private meetings anymore.
I'm not there yet, am I? I mean, I was gonna go up that way, but I'll go ahead and roll.
Door yet. I've just like fireballed and threw the door shut.
Where's my character?
Brian has to move you to the other tower.
Oh no, there I am. That's fine. No, I just need to roll initiative. I gotta move myself, but I'm not there yet.
Give me just a second, guys. Sorry.
Oh, I thought I lost audio for a second.
No. My bad, guys. Sorry about that. Alright. So everyone else has rolled initiative or no? Oh, wait. Looks like we got some people here.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
I actually, funny enough, also rolled 6, so we tied again.
So that's pretty good.
I guess I'll let you go first since you fireballed them.
Just waiting for everyone to add in here real quick. Oh, it didn't get Jade. Oh, there it did. Okay, cool. I just have to fix yours. There we go. Excellent. So, alright. Now for the real fun. You done fucked up, AA Ron?
You done fucked up, Aaron.
Give me 1 second to find some good music.
I feel like we might skip a step or two.
You absolutely skipped a step or two. It's all good though. Alright. Okay. All right. So as you cast your fireball into the room and the scene is set ablaze, I'm going to go ahead and remove this AoE token just so it doesn't take up the space anymore. It looks like it's gone on its own. You see the strange woman with the veil over her face, Lady Greensong, and she forces the door open in front of you, Treecaster. As you stand at the top of the stairs, she now looks at you with her arms stretched out wide. The visage of the woman in her, beautiful form, but with her blindness, is transformed, and you now look upon a shriveled old woman with dark screen covered in bark and fungus. You see insects crawling across her hide and her thick braid of white hair that curls around her shoulders like a serpent. When you look at her milky white eyes, you are compelled. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
It's gonna be 11.
All right.
Didn't say.
So as you see her at the top of the stairs with the door forced open kinetically with the force of her spell and the command word, she looks at you and she says, "Rise! Command you to do my bidding!" And give me 1 second, I gotta pull up the spell description.
Okay.
I know what it does vaguely, but I haven't used it in a while. Come on, open. And I also have to move another token that I didn't get to move, so give me 1 second here. Seeing through target automatically. Alright, so I'm gonna roll a D4, and 1 will be north, 2 will be south, 3 will be east, 4 will be west. So I got a 3. So you need to move to the west. On your next turn, you have to use your full movement speed to move as far to the west as you possibly can.
Alright.
And give me 1 second, I'm still trying to grab this other damn token. As she casts that spell, you hear her begin to cackle, and she says, "Ah, ha, 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 ha." And she says, "Marty, it's time for you to eat." And you hear that similar growl that you heard in the kitchen as this hellish beast bounds through the doorway and leaps at you. I'm going to add him to the combat tracker and unhide the character sheet. And I need you to make a acrobatics check.
Ooh.
Treecaster.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 13.
Fail. So this giant emblazoned beast with dark fur and flames licking about its skin knocks you down prone and stands on top of you, snapping in your face. You are pinned down for the moment. You're considered restrained. And let's make a attack. Give me 1 second. Come on, computer.
I'd be in so much trouble if I come back with a dead wizard.
Alright, so that's a 22 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Alright. And that is going to be 7 points of piercing damage as this beast bites down onto your neck, along with 4 points. Oh, excuse me. 9 points of fire damage as the flames steam out from its breath as its inferno of a mouth grabs onto your throat with a vicious bite that almost seems like it will not let go. Now that it is done with her turn, it is going to be Cricket's turn. So you stand in the doorway of the slaves' chambers after recently having bundled the paintings up and packed them in your back, and you heard your friend ascend the stairs after sending his familiar up there and say the magical words to cast a spell fireball through the crack in the room before the door burst forth and a strange cackle and magical incantation and the roaring of a beast knocked him down the stairs. What do you want to do?
I hear all that and I just go, "Good Lord, what did they do?" and I'll run up to the top.
It wasn't me.
All right, so you go to run up the stairs. So you're going to meet this person face to face at the top of the stairs, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
So you would essentially round your way up, and you would end up coming out of the shadowed part here to see this woman at the top of the stairs. So you stand face to face with this horrific looking woman and this, towering hunchbacked figure with this rotting smell and this horrific stench. What do you want to do?
Oh, you know what? Why do I not have anything equipped? Stupid.
I don't know. Why don't you have anything equipped?
Because you were walking around naked.
That is also true. You totally did do that. Given your nakedness.
You don't have any of your shit.
I do now. But I wouldn't have just left without having stuff on me. I can't remember what it does. Oh jeez, I'll just my cudgel, but let's just use a mace. That's probably.
Yeah, I could be a total dick and say that nobody gathered their weapons back, but I'm not going to.
I never put my weapon down.
I know you didn't.
We'll just say I mean, it's like right in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I'll go ahead and hit it with my. I would normally hit it with my cudgel, but
Okay.
I'll hit it with my mace.
Go for it.
Or try to. Oh yeah, 24.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it hits. Give me just a second.
I would assume it does. The poop damage.
Oh, that's so sick. It had it all already for me. Dude, D&D Beyond's Encounter Builder is the best. So how much was the... so because of above VTT, it automatically loaded anything I added to the combat tracker to my Encounter Builder. So I'm on my cell phone right now rolling these attacks. I don't have to pull them up on the screen anymore.
Oh, cool.
It's going to save me a ton of time. What was your attack?
6 damage.
No, but what was the actual attack to hit? 24. Hits was 6 damage. Okay, cool. All right, so you bound up the stairs and you wail into the chest of this brooding female monstrosity that stands before you. And just heft your weapon into her for 6 points. And let's see. Okay. Is there anything else you're doing?
I don't, no, I mean, I could throw. Screw it. Let me throw a spiritual weapon in here somewhere.
All right. I can add it for you.
Put it like. Can I see the one up north? Like at the top of the thing.
Yeah, give me just 1 second to add it on there for you.
Yeah. Oh, my roommate's about to throw the toy for the dog.
Oh, there it goes. Finally added. Sorry about that. So where do you want the spiritual weapon?
Sorry, I had to mute that.
It's
My
okay.
roommate was throwing the toy for the dog, and he runs down the hallway. It's real.
No worries. Where do you want the spiritual weapon?
To the one, I guess, up to the. Or no, we'll go over by.
So just mind you that I'm just using these tokens here for
Oh yeah.
their HP. So you're technically, they don't all look like this. They just, each of them represents one of the three sisters.
Okay, well I'll
Yeah.
put it towards the one with the I'll put it towards Morgana.
All right, so Lady Morgana is right over here. So you send your spiritual weapon to fly right.
Yeah.
And go ahead and make your attack.
Did you hear that?
I did, yeah. Dopey dog running around for toys.
Yep. Hold on, I gotta mark it off first real quick.
Mhm.
Make sure so I don't forget. Alright, let's see. Rolling. Game log again. That's a 22 hit.
Hits.
And that is. Okay. 10 damage.
All right.
10 force damage.
Nice. So you're.
And then that's everything.
All right. So with that, it is going to be Morty's turn. So Morty stands on top of you, Treecaster, snarling and snapping in your face. And I'm going to give you a little bit of mercy because I don't feel like being a jerk. And he steps off, losing interest in you for a moment, and then he's going to take a standing leap and attempt to do the same thing to Jade, tackling her to the ground. And let's go ahead and make some attacks here real quick.
I would have been right next to Treecaster because I went up the stairs with him.
Okay, well, either way, placement of the
Yeah.
tokens being what they are, I'll just say that you're
It's
here.
fine.
It leaps at you. I also don't want him to like block you out as
No.
far as tokens are concerned.
No, I know. It's cool.
Yeah, give me 1 second here, and I'll tell you whether or not I hit you.
Well, I'll tell you whether or not you hit me,
That's
depending
true.
on what you roll.
That's also true. Alright, so is a 19 gonna hit?
Nope.
Alright, so it attempts to snap down onto your face and is unable to make a connection. And then, out of frustration, it reels back onto its hind legs and opens its giant maw in your face. 23.
What are we ruling for ties in this game?
Meets beats.
Okay.
And that applies to you guys too.
Okay, so it hits.
Alright. So you see it open its mouth and it dehinges a jaw. And
I'm scared by how many dice you're rolling.
so you take 27 points of fire damage as it
Of
opens
how?
its fire damage.
Holy shit.
It opens its mouth and breathes a fiery breath into your face. As you are pinned to the ground, I need you to make a strength check. Or athletics check, sorry.
It's the same, but yeah. Well, let me put in the damage, and then I'll roll the strength check.
No worries.
Athletics, whatever. 13.
Let me look at its strength real quick. Fails. So you are now pinned to the ground. Prone.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so now it is going to be. Let's see. I don't want it to be her turn. I'm going to mix up the order here because I just had her go. So let me do this one. So it's going to be Zursa's turn. And Cricket, you're the only one in the room at this point. You see one of the three companions as a shimmering visage fades. You now look upon a strange woman with cat-like eyes, a muscular form, rusty hair. She appears to be strong, but still has a strange arched back. This particular woman has a has strange lesions on her skin with pulsating bumps on her nose that appear to be fluid-filled pimples. And she looks across the room and she says,
Special treatments? Oh, we won't even bother with you. A painting's too good for you foul beast.
and she stretches her finger out and she casts polymorph.
Oh no.
I think you make a wisdom save, but I gotta double check on that. Oh, actually, why am I not just using the app like I keep talking about? Let me scroll down again. Thanks for your patience with me, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw, please.
Alright. Fight here. Okay. 19.
So you pass.
You had to pick the one thing that, like, I'm really good at.
That you're really good at?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, it's good for you. I didn't know. So she attempts to cast a spell as she stretches forth a crooked finger, and she commands a word and says,
Become a toad!
and as the ray crackles forth from the tip of her finger and strikes you in the chest, it fizzles out, and she says,
No!
I
Damn!
take a swig of my champagne.
and with that, she is going to. I don't think she has any bonus actions. I think Vicious Mockery. Hold on one second. Nope, she does not. She has no bonus actions. Or does she? No, not even that. Dang. Yeah, alright, you're good. So she ends her turn with her spell failing as she curses and stomps around the room in this general 5-foot area, frustrated at the fizzling of her spell.
Like a petulant child.
Right? Let's see. Where's the other one? Oh, wrong one. So this one over here now goes Lady Morgana. Lady Morgana is actually going to bust through the window, and you see her leap out blind, and she cackles. Ah, ha, 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 ha. A large boom fills the air around you, and you just hear thunderclouds open up as it starts pouring down rain. She's going to hover down 10 feet to the floor below and bust through the window. So she's used a third of her movement. She breaks in through this window, and she stands in the archway of the broken glass frame and looks at the two of you and sees Treecaster getting to his feet and is going to cast Dominate Person. I need you to roll a wisdom save.
Holy crap.
Also, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was just saying, holy crap, we're screwed. That's all I was saying.
I got a natural 20 on that.
Nice.
All right, so you pass the save. As she stretched forth her finger and she says,
Get over here!
the spell fizzles out from her fingertips and she says,
You're a tricky one.
and with that, it is now going to be Jade, your turn. I need you to roll me a contested strength check to see if you can push the Hellhound off.
Awesome. Oh. Can check. 5, so I'm guessing not.
No. So you stay pinned to the ground. You are still restrained, but you would be able to make attacks. You just can't stand up.
Okay, well, screw it. I am going to cast. Bonus action. Heck.
Okay.
No, actually no.
Go for it. What do you want to do?
Bonus action face step,
Nice.
which will get me out of there. And
So you're no
Okay.
longer restrained?
can I get to the witch at the top of the steps?
What's the range on? I think it's 30 feet for your face step, right?
It is 30 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. It would only be 15 feet basically to get up the stairs to the top here, where you'd be like basically right behind Cricket.
Okay, so when I get to the top of the stairs, anyone that I want within 5 feet of me takes 5 fire damage with a DC of 16.
Okay. All right. And there's a failure on that one. What's the save? What stat is it? Is it a dex save or just a...
It's a straight DC 16. I'm gonna say it's charisma because all of the abilities it's charisma. I'm gonna say it's charisma because all the abilities are charisma based.
Okay, it fails then.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
talking
she-
about the one hag at the front of the stairs.
Yeah, she would take 5 fire damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
All right. So you aim your Eldritch Blast spell beside your friend Cricket, aiming one blast and then another blast.
God, I crit failed.
Are you serious?
I'm
Roll,
dead serious.
roll it again. Roll it again. I'm
I'm
feeling
going-
generous.
I'm gonna roll physical dice.
Yeah, roll a physical die. And then depending
Okay.
on where we go, we might pause after a few more rounds so we can give a chance for Craig to come back and help you guys finish out.
Physical dice was my better. It was a 21.
There you go, that hits. So go ahead and roll your damage.
8.
Alright, 8 points.
Sorry, I hit it twice. And I get a second roll. I'm gonna roll it again.
Nice.
Okay, and 22, and then damage 7. So 11 total damage.
Okay.
Uh,
So these two crackling bolts whiz past Cricket on either side of her head as your arms are stretched out and they fire off, connecting with her in her neck and in her shoulder, sending her spinning back 5 feet away from the precipice of the opening of the stairs to the 3rd floor.
and Dave would just say, I really didn't want to have to do that.
All right, Treecaster.
I am my turn.
It's your turn. So thoroughly battered, shaken from squaring off with this hellhound that stands now snarling, confused at the bottom of the stairs, searching for its prey. What do you want to do?
I'm going to cast Healing Word using my feat option, so it doesn't consume a spell slot.
Okay.
Let's see. 7 healing,
Nice.
almost max. Let's see, and then I'm going to let me double check something real quick.
You know I can heal you, right?
It was it was a free heal that I had.
Oh, I know. Just saying, that's kind of one of the reasons I'm here.
Let's see here. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna mind sliver this hellhound here.
Nice. It's a wisdom save, I'm assuming, or is it intelligence?
Intelligence.
Nice. That is an 11, which is a failure, I'm sure.
It is.
Nice.
So it's gonna take just 1d6 damage, but it also loses a d4 from the next saving throw it has to make.
All right, so roll your damage. for me.
Sweet.
5 damage.
Nice. Getting almost all that damage.
Oh wait, it's 2d6.
Oh, yeah, roll it again.
7 damage.
Nice. There we go. So you shout some words in your druidic spell language, and your phrase concusses through the simple mind of this hellish beast as it roars out, straining to maintain composure of itself. And now it sees you at the bottom of the stairs as a new target. Geez, stop. Sticky. And with that, it is now going to be Azursa's
quite.
turn again. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Treecaster. Go for it. My bad. Bonus actions?
To the top of the stairs, and then I believe, I don't know, has it been longer than a minute since the first combat?
Yeah, we'll say, since your gargoyle encounter, I'll say it's been over a minute, yeah.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'll just gather my ferret with me and head towards the top of the stairs.
Okay. So you make it to the top of the stairs, and you see Jade to your left and Cricket to your right, the two of them standing just outside of the precipice of where the stairs open up past the strange wooden door. And what do you want to do?
I will end my turn there.
All right.
Jokers to the left and clowns to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle again.
Right? So now it's going to be Lady Greensong's turn. And she looks at the group of the three of you, and she says,
Well, what are you waiting for? This is going to get very challenging.
and let me fix something here real quick. I need to do something just to help me out here. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good.
Oop, this is the one I wanted. Just, you can ignore the token I'm putting down. It's not really there. It's just I'm using it so that its character sheet will pop up in my encounter builder. Because I don't have everything I need. Mm-mm. Okay. So she is going to extend her hand, and she points at you, Jade, and she says,
We could have made you beautiful, but now you'll wither away.
and she is going to cast Ray of Sickness on you. So I need you
jeez.
to.
I'm already beautiful, bitch.
I need to make a ranged spell attack. That is a 12. And then what is her spell attack modifier? Does it tell me her spell attack? Give me 1 second. Oh, +5. Sorry. That is a 17 to hit.
It misses.
All right. So she stretches her hand forward to try to strike out at you with her biting words as the spell fails to go off. And with that, she will do similar. She is going to run back here and hop up to the windowsill, and she pulls a crooked wooden pole from a bag slung about her waist that seems smaller than what it could contain, and she bashes the window out, jumps through to the edge, and you see her saddle one leg over the pole, which now appears to be a broom, as she flies out the window and cackles. Let's see. Now it was Cricket's turn.
Okay. I mean, first off, we'll go ahead with the spiritual weapon.
Okay. So you have your spirit weapon in the room next to Lady Morgana.
Yeah. Hold on. Is everything?
Actually, no. She left the room. That's right. She flew out through this window.
So
Okay.
which with it? What witch is left?
So the only witch that's left in the room is Azursa. This one. I basically have each of them paired up for the sake of tracking damage with one of these Faded Gaze tokens, because that's what they are, is the Faded Gaze Witch. So that's the only reason I have that set up that way.
So the redheaded one is the one left?
Yeah, in the room with you guys.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Sorry.
Alright, let's see here.
So you move your spirit weapon over to that one.
Yep. And, well, I don't know, 17, is that it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then... Okay, that's kind of poop. 8.
8 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and... Deck save.
It's 13. I'm assuming it fails.
Yep. I need a 16. Sacred Flame.
Nice.
See what it does. Be big, be big, be big. 2 8s.
Nice.
16.
So as this radiant energy stretches forth from your hand, after this, did the spirit weapon attack it too? Yeah, and the spirit weapon takes a swipe at her. You see this horrific creature just writhing in pain. It burns! Does that end your turn?
Yeah, that's good enough.
All right. So,
I guess I'll move like kind of out of the stairway. Just
Okay.
one.
So at the end of your turn, with the wailing of its, you hear the hellish roaring from the floor below, and the thunderous sound of heavy footsteps. The hellhound actually leaves the tower to chase after its master. So this one disappears and is going to find Lady Greensong. And now it is going to be Lady Morgana's turn. So Lady Morgana, she will jump out of the window and float back up, and she's going to hover here, and she breaks the window out and stands in there, crouched down, holding on to the edges of the stonework, and she stretches her finger out forward, and she casts a lightning bolt. And this will do damage to her friend as well, but she doesn't care. So let's see. So it's gonna get. Let's see if I can line this up. I'm gonna say it gets Jade Treecaster and the her business partner Azursa.
Okay. Well, what's the save on that?
I don't know if there is a save. Let me double check. Dexterity save. Sorry. So her friend fails, Azursa.
I mean, I think we still take half damage, so it's a matter of. I rolled before, I failed anyway.
Okay.
I got an 18 deck save.
All right. And let's see. All right, so you pass Treecaster and you fail Jade. And for the spell's damage,
Roll low, roll low, roll low.
holy Moses.
Crap.
A lot of rolling.
Well, lightning bolt is a lot of d6s.
I know.
So you're going
That's
to
a
take
lot of rolling.
37 points of lightning damage as this crackling
Oh
bolt
shit.
I'm dead.
streams through the sky and connects with Azursa, Jade, and Treecaster.
I'm dead.
You're down.
I'm
You're
dead.
not dead.
Did I save?
Okay.
Do what?
Yeah.
You save, so you take half.
Okay.
So 35 minus, or divided by 2.
So I roll a death save on my turn, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So Lady Morgana cackles as she sees her friend and business partner shriek as the electrical energy hits her. And Morgana looks at.
I will own this temple and its powerful waters once I kill you and Green Song and that stupid naiad Serna.
And she takes to the sky and leaves the scene, backing out of the window, and is using the rest of her full movement to fly off somewhere out of sight. And so with that, it is going to be Jade's turn. Roll your death save.
I'll just roll physical.
It's fine.
Don't
I
roll
thi-
a 1.
I rolled an 8.
That's one failed death save.
Yep.
All right, so with that, it's going to be Treecaster's turn. So you stand at the top of the stairs with your fallen ally at your feet, and the enraged but heaving and breathing form of another Coven Witch. Your enemy, Azursa, the Punisher. What do you want to do, Treecaster? And I think we're going to get through this round and we'll finish up for tonight so we can save some of the game for Craig.
Sounds good.
To put Dragon's Breath back on my ferret,
Okay.
and then I'm going to make a medicine check to stabilize Jade.
All right, roll that for me.
It's going to be a 14.
Passes. So Jade, you pop up with 1 hit point.
I think I'm just stabilized. I don't think I pop out.
Yeah, he just didn't have to make death saves.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, and what else do you want? So you have the dragon's breath loaded into your ferret friend. Are you gonna have it make an attack? You would also still have your action too.
So I get an action on top of the medicine check?
Yeah, I'll give it to you, dude. I don't really care.
I mean, it either way, I was gonna go give him healing anyway. So if you didn't want to do the medicine check, it doesn't matter.
Alright. Well, in that case, I am going to pull out my Wand of Magic Missile,
Nice.
Yes.
Do it.
and I will
Do it.
at the witch. And I'll unload all 7 charges at her.
Do it. Yes.
God. Yeah, gotta sit around.
Woo, let's go out with a bang tonight. What's up?
Yeah.
10d4. Oh my gosh.
Messing around.
Heck yeah, and they all hit. There's no fail on a
Yep.
magic missile.
3.
How much?
I think he's still rolling.
Oh, jeez.
Still rolling. Hey, you got 7.
18, 20, 24, 27,
All right.
31. That makes 33 total.
All right. How do you want to do this?
I want to, as all of the, actually, so here's what I'll do. I will take a branch for my Wand of Magic Missiles. I will break a branch off of my tree,
Okay.
and I will use that branch for my Wand of Magic Missiles.
Okay.
As I unload, it just like shoots off, and it looks like leaves just cutting through the air, and they just slice right through her, just making it deals its normal damage, but it just cuts straight through her, making all sorts of lacerations.
Nice.
I love that.
So this swirling storm of all these variety of leaves just burst forth, and I'm gonna add a little extra flavor to this for you because that was a pretty awesome attack. As each of the swirling attacks of these mounds of thundering leaves crash into her and slash about her frail, thin, green witch skin, she's knocked back further and further. And the force of your magic missiles hits her so hard that it doubles her back over the edge of this windowsill and through the broken plate glass that was knocked in by her friend or former business partner, Lady Morgana. She tumbles down to the side of the tower, crashing into the walls on the way down 40 feet before landing on her neck as a crumpled mound of flesh in the dirt below. And we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's game. You guys have killed one witch.
Let me just
Go ahead.
let me go ahead and heal.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's finish out the round. I don't want to end right there. Let's go ahead and.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and heal, just so we know. Level 1 cure wounds. Just to do it.
Thank you.
Take his dragon breath action. He's going to scamper to this window over here
Hell.
and take his dragon breath action.
Why is this not working?
Oh, excellent. So go ahead and.
I don't know why.
Now this one flew off. This one isn't necessarily at this window, but we'll say just for the sake of it, let's just put it there. So this one's hovering outside of the window, within reach of the spell.
Okay, I think I don't know what just happened.
I think you rolled an 8. That's what popped up.
Yeah. Cure wounds 8, a 3 and a 5.
Okay.
You said
Damage.
10 points of fire damage or what damage?
Let's make it cold damage this time.
All right. So 10 points of frost damage as your little ferret opens its mouth and sends this torrent of swirling ice. It freezes onto the witch as she grips her broom and stumbles to maintain flight and slowly descends to the ground where she lands in this tree below. And so that was, after seeing quite a display, that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Your friend Elris, who is not with you at this time, somewhere yet to be determined in the temple, and you have now revealed that the 3 owners, or alleged owners, of the Temple of the Restful Lily are in fact a coven of 3 witches.
Nice.
Well, guys, it's been great. I hope it wasn't a boring game for you all, and you all had fun with tonight's
No, it was good.
encounters and the story unfolding a little more.
It was definitely not a boring game.
It
Awesome.
was better than Thursday when he tried to murder us all.
Well, I will be in touch about the next session. I don't know if we're going to do next Monday or not. I think DM Thomas is trying to kick off Mad Mage, so we might be...
No, he's running a one-shot.
okay.
About
Oh,
kind of game.
Gotcha. So we may pick this one up the Monday after, kind of like we did. So week off and then back. But if anything changes, I'll let you guys know in between.
That's cool.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We've been Old Dominion Heroes, and it's our Monday night one-shot, episode 2 of Candlekeep Mysteries, The Price of Beauty. Tune in for the conclusion next session and the epic fight with the Coven of Witches. Y'all have a good evening. Bye.